CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Well, anyone who thought this game was an extra special for LeSean McCoy, think again. Here he was moments ago coming out, the lone Bill representing them during the coin toss, taking a knee, kissing the eagle at the 50-yard line. As we get you ready, unbelievable weather in the month of December here in Philadelphia, just under 70 degrees. As we are just about ready, Rex Ryan on the Buffalo side of the field. Again, key inactive players, namely Stephon Gilmore, one of his top cornerbacks, out after sustaining that shoulder injury in the 9-point win at home last week against Houston. We'll see what Rex has done against the NFC East as they start their little mini tour of that division over the next few weeks. His counterpart, Chip Kelly, two men who know each other very well. Kelly spending some time at Jets camp a couple of years ago, exchanging ideas today on opposite sides of the field as we are underway in Philadelphia. Caleb Sturgis boots that one through the back of the end zone as Tyrod Taylor and LeSean McCoy come onto the field. They'll have it from the 20, and emotions saw him running high all throughout the stadium with just under 70,000 here in Philly.
He was energetic. He said he did not want to be overly energized, didn't want his emotions to override his ability to calm himself down and be able to play at a high level. Today, he wants his actions to speak louder than his words.
Taylor will work from the shotgun on 1st and 10 from the 20. Taylor slings it far side of the field. It's caught. That's Sammy Watkins, who has had two monstrous games over the last couple of weeks, and that is his 100th career reception. John Miller, the rookie offensive guard, back in the lineup after missing the last couple of weeks with an ankle injury. Jordan Mills makes the start for Seantrell Henderson, and LeSean McCoy, the Harrisburg kid who grew up about an hour's drive from here. Eagles fans growing up as a kid. All-time leading rusher for this franchise over his 6 illustrious seasons here in Philadelphia. McCoy on his first carry, 2nd and 6. Able to cross the 30, picks up 7, and a Buffalo first down brought down by Connor Barwin. Fletcher Cox, monstrous performance last Sunday in that victory at New England. 8 quarterback hurries in that game against Tom Brady. Brandon Graham, 2 sacks. His best game as an Eagle this season. And Malcolm Jenkins, that pick 6, 99 yards. Named the NFC's Defensive Player of the Week. Wildcat McCoy taking the direct snap. And around this is Watkins trying to find some daylight. That Eagles front not fooled as Watkins brought down by D'Amico Ryans and Brandon Graham.
Oh, watch. Watkins going to come around from here after he gets the ball from McCoy. Now, at some point, you got to stick that foot in the ground and attack coming downhill. When you're running sideways, you allow the defense to close from all angles, and so that rendered that play very ineffective. At some point, Watkins has to commit.
This Bills offense 10th in the NFL in scoring, over 24 points per game. That one through the hands of the tight end Charles Clay. As already we've seen Greg Roman, their offensive coordinator, go deep into the playbook. But Tyrod Taylor playing some of the best football we've seen from him as a first-year NFL starter.
Over the last 7 games, 11 touchdowns, no interceptions, tremendous quarterback rating, the best ever in team history. This is some of the best quarterback play we've seen from the Bills since the days of Jim Kelly.
3rd and 9, just outside the 32. Taylor from the shotgun. Taylor under pressure, set. It's Fletcher Cox getting there for Philadelphia.
If there is someone who can wreck the Buffalo Bills game today, it's that of Fletcher Cox, one of the most underrated interior defensive linemen in the NFL. In fact, I think he's one of the best, not named J.J. Watt. He is an excellent player. Played very well at Gillette Stadium 1 week ago in that win over the Patriots.
Already a career high in sacks. Now it's 6.5 on the season. Colton Schmidt on to punt it away. And this one fielded by Darren Sproles, had that electrifying punt return of 83 yards last Sunday against the Patriots. Minimal return of 4 after a 43-yard punt.
I've been to Denver, Salt Lake City, Houston, Seattle, Los Angeles, New York City, Portland, Chicago, Milwaukee, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Mexico City, Dallas, San Diego.
Southwest flies all over the country and international. So no matter where you want to go, we've got a low fare to get you there. Book now at southwest.com.
I've been everywhere.
Apparently, the engineers who designed the Ford F-150 have been burning the candle at all ends. Because check out their latest brainstorm, Road Trailer Backup Assist. Just turn this little knob on the dash, and it helps steer your trailer exactly where you want it to go. It's just one more bit of brilliance you can't get on any other truck. Freakish. This is the Ford F-150, and every other truck is history. Ow!
So you think Santa will like these red and green M&Ms?
I don't know. I never met the guy. He does exist.
They do exist. Santa?
Give the gift of the better network. Save up to 50% on our hottest Android smartphones, like the Motorola Droid Turbo 2. Get the best deals and the better network. Visit Verizon online or in-store today.
This Thursday, what do you get the addict who has everything?
Surprise!
An intervention.
Crab Puff?
I got the same people who did Lindsay Lohan's.
A new mom. Then, a magical episode kicks your laughs up a notch. So what do you say?
What rhymes with kick in the crotch?
New Too Broke after New Mom just for you. CBS Thursday.
I bid you adieu.
Sam Bradford's successful return last Sunday from his 2-week absence due to the concussion, also that left shoulder injury, and Ryan Matthews out the last 3 weeks with a concussion, making a bit of a surprise start, his third official start as an Eagle and the first since back in week 6. 1st and 10, good field position for Philadelphia on their first possession. Bradford's going to take a shot, has his man, it's Riley Cooper, and he makes the catch.
How about this? They go after Leotis McKelvin. He's replaced Stephon Gilmore in the lineup. I asked Rex Ryan about McKelvin and his technique. Is he prepared and ready to play? His technique was poor 1 week ago, and you could see it was very poor on that play there.
You see the challenge flag thrown out. This one could be coming back. Did Cooper have complete control of the football through contact with the ground? They'll take a look at it upstairs. We step aside. Early goings in Philadelphia. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
This holiday, Ford, America's best-selling brand, is giving you more. The Ford Holiday Sales Event with 0% financing for 60 months on 2015 F-150 and Focus and 2016 Fusion and Escape. Plus $1,000 holiday bonus cash on 2015 Focus and 2016 Fusion and Escape. It's the best gift ever. Now, during the Ford Holiday Sales Event, get 0% financing for 60 months. Plus $1,000 holiday bonus cash on select vehicles. See your local Ford dealer.
There's no one I'd rather share with.
No one I'd rather have dinner and a movie with.
No one I'd rather lean on.
Being in love is an amazing thing. Being in love with your best friend is everything. Introducing the Ever Us 2-stone ring. 1 diamond for your best friend, 1 for your true love. For the one woman in your life who's both. Ever Us. New this holiday at Kay, Jared, and Zales.
How do you gift wrap the holidays? Do you stick to a Christmas list or wander the aisles? Gift for the season or for the year? Shop only for them or snag a little something for you? Gift a card, overstuff a stocking, or trim a tree? However you build cheer, the best savings on gifts are here. Let's do this. Save big on this Husky Mechanics tool set or work center. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency. Low fares, nothing to hide. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the NFL. And by the Ford F-150. Every other truck is history.
All right, the call on the field was a catch. Our referee is Ed Hockley, has made his decision. As we await the official announcement, here is Hockley.
The pass went through the receiver's arm and hit the ground. It was therefore incomplete. It brings up second down. Please reset the clock to 12:37. The play clock should be 25. Buffalo is not charged a timeout.
All right, let's bring in our officiating expert, Mike Carey from New York. Mike, what did you see?
Yeah, I see the obvious, as everyone else did. The ball went right through the receiver's hands. What made it difficult on the field is that the deep official is looking right through the back of the receiver and does not have a look. And when you're in doubt, you give the catch to the receiver.
Okay, that is Mike Carey, our officiating expert from New York. So that negates a 45-yard catch by Cooper. 2nd and 10. This is Ryan Matthews, who has had some moments here. Actually leads the NFL in yards per carry, 5.7. But the issue with him has always been durability.
Well, there's no doubt, but you can expect the running backs to catch a lot of balls for Chip Kelly today. A lot of the passing game goes through the running backs.
See some Buffalo players pointing over. That's some potential pre-snap movement on Philadelphia's side.
Neutral zone infraction, defense number 94. Entered the neutral zone, causing a false start. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's Mario Williams. Made his return from a foot injury last Sunday against the Texans as we take another look.
You just see him at the top of the screen, jumps in that neutral zone, and talked about the offensive lineman. It's tough for them to kind of hold still when the defense is coming right at them.
3rd and 2 after the penalty. Draw play. This is Matthews. Ducks inside Bills territory. 1st down run of 5 as the Eagles move the chains. And this will be interesting to see. We saw the Bills last Sunday have issues with defensive substitutions, and that's certainly expected to be a factor today against this Philly offense with the rapid-fire play calling from Chip Kelly. 1st and 10. Bradford again from the gun. They give it to Matthews, a minimal pickup as he inches towards the 45. Offensive starters in front of Bradford. Jason Peters, one of the great offensive linemen of the NFL, 7-time Pro Bowler. We've heard about Matthews already. And so far, Matthews has been the workhorse. Now DeMarco Murray onto the field for the first time. He goes in motion on 2nd and 6. Bradford fires over the middle, completes. That's caught by the rookie, Nelson Aguilar. They pick up 4 yards. Defensively for Buffalo, injuries that they have to deal with. Kevin Riddick making the start. Nigel Bradham still out, unable to return yet from his ankle injury. And so this Bill defense a little bit thinner in that linebacking core. This is Murray trying to find the edge. Gets inside the 40. Needed the 38 for the 1st down. We'll see where the officials spot the football. And now they say 1st and 10. Eagles, he picks up 3.
Oh, there you can see DeMarco Murray trying to get to the edge outside the linebacker. Preston Brown, he's able to do so and pick up the 1st down. They're going to need DeMarco Murray. If they're going to make a run for the playoffs, they're going to have to use both running backs.
And now the 3rd Eagles running back onto the field. It's Darren Sproles. Here's Bradford on 1st and 10. Has his man and completes. That's the tight end, Zach Ertz. 41st catch of the season. They pick up 21 and another 1st down.
And we can see the tempo right now, have this Bills defense back on their heels. They've got to be able to match up and recognize the pass routes to be able to make plays.
8th play of the Eagles drive. 1st and 10. Here's Sproles. The little fire hydrant sneaks inside the 10. Sproles still going. And brought down just shy of the end zone by the safety, Corey Graham. As Sproles gashes him for 15, it'll be 1st and goal.
We said coming in that keeping up with the tempo of this offense would be a challenge for the Bills on defense.
Eagles go 2 tight ends, Selleck and Ertz on 1st and goal. Sproles sneaking into the end zone for the Eagles touchdown.
You can see they just go right off tackle. It's an inside zone run, and they're able to get underneath the linebacker, or I should say defensive lineman Jerry Hughes. And watch, inside zone, 55, Corey Graham, number 20, can't close it down quick enough to keep Sproles out of the end zone. Impressive drive by the Eagles.
Second rushing touchdown of the season for Sproles, 19th of his career, as the point after from Caleb Sturgis is perfectly through the end zone. So the Eagles marched 9 plays, 61 yards as Philadelphia throws down the gauntlet on CBS.
If you can use...
Okay, so the government crash tested the F-150. The one with the high-strength military-grade aluminum alloy body, bolted to a high-strength steel frame. And guess what? It made the strongest statement any truck can make. It pulled a 5-star safety rating on all sides for every cab configuration. Because when they say military-grade, they mean battle-tested. This is the Ford F-150, and every other truck is history.
I will finish what you started in 5 days. The wait is over.
All right, let's light it up.
Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Rated PG-13.
Nature has an amazing way of purifying things. So if you wonder why we cold filter our beer, well, you're looking at it. Coors Light, born in the Rockies.
You've been eye-guzzling that show for 58 episodes. But oh God, there they are, the final credits. You've fallen into a show hole. The struggle could not be more real. Why even have a TV? Then you see it. Amazon Fire TV's vast library of best shows ever. So long, show hole!
'Tis the season for giving.
Take our bed.
The air mattress is fine.
It's fun. Now do me.
New Life in Pieces this Thursday.
2 huge showdowns this week only on NFL Network. First, the Bucs chase for a wild card spot heats up when they take on the Rams. Then it's a special Saturday edition of Thursday Night Football. It'll be the Jets continuing their postseason push against the Cowboys. 2 huge showdowns this week only on NFL Network. Good looking opening drive for Sam Bradford and Philadelphia after the Riley Cooper 45-yard catch was negated. And Buffalo with their second possession down 7-0. Here was Chip Kelly a moment ago. I'm not sure it's possible, Solomon, but he's telling his offense he wants to move even faster.
He knows that's his advantage in this game. At offense, he wants everyone get up to the line of scrimmage. Let's catch them off guard. It's something that we saw happen against the Bills defense 1 week ago when the Houston Texans were in town. They got a real quick touchdown because they caught the defense not getting lined up to play.
Taylor 1 of 2 on their first drive. You see McCoy split out. Bottom of your picture on 1st and 10. Taylor has time, fires over the middle, has his man wide open. It's Robert Woods, the third-year wide receiver out of USC. 32 yards right through the teeth of that Philadelphia secondary.
Well, if the protection can hold up for Tyrod Taylor, we talked about him being one of the best long ball throwers at the quarterback position in the NFL. Rex Ryan said that when this Eagles defense can't get to the quarterback, they struggle on the back end. And he's right. They've given him 28 touchdown passes, second most in the NFL.
Bills move inside Eagles territory. 1st and 10 from the 48. Here's McCoy trying to stutter step, gains maybe a yard. McCoy having to answer a number of questions this week. Talked about the shock when he first learned of the trade. Was in Miami last March. Got a phone call late one evening from his agent, Drew Rosenhaus, who told him, LaShawn, I'm not joking. I think you've been traded to Buffalo. McCoy, very emotional. And Solomon, this has been a moment he's been thinking about for 9 months.
Yeah, when you are the team's all-time leading rusher, you expect to be traded in the offseason. So it did come as a shock, but he says he just had to get over it, and now he's here to help the Bills win football games.
Greg Roman continues to get creative with his formations. Here is Taylor, flush out of the pocket on 2nd and 9, probes the defense, going to throw it up the sideline and out of bounds. Nowhere to go. Good coverage down the field by the Eagles. Pressure applied by Connor Barwin.
Really good coverage downfield. And the key is you got to be able to take away Sammy Watkins at the bottom of the screen. Watch him come clear across the field. But the linebacker, D'Amico Ryans, is all over that. He's right up under it. Byron Maxwell over the top of it. forcing Tyrod Taylor to throw the football away.
Play clock down to 4, and so Taylor immediately turns to the official, and the Bills will burn their first timeout.
3rd and 9. What do you expect from Greg Roman in this offense? Rex Ryan, you know, the ability in the passing game, if you can hold up protection for Tyrod Taylor. Now, remember, it's 3rd and 9, so Tyrod's not going to be so readily able to take off and try to convert the 3rd down with his legs. But whenever you can get Sammy Watkins and LeSean McCoy to the same side, some kind of route combination, you really force the defense to pick their poison. Do you double Shady McCoy on the outside, or do you try to take away the most potent weapon in this offense, Sammy Watkins?
There's Robert Woods. One interesting number on 3rd down this season. Taylor completes 25% of his passes to Woods, his 30-year wide receiver, who had the 32-yard catch just a moment ago. 3rd and 9 from the Eagles' 47. McCoy lined up, top of your picture, stacked up with Woods. Taylor puts some air under it, has Watkins, makes the catch, and he's into the end zone. And now the officials, I believe, will mark it back. They say he stepped out right around the 7. The officials conferencing. What a pass. We talked about the pretty deep ball that Taylor throws, that time hitting Watkins in stride.
Yeah, he beat the safety, Ed Reynolds, coming over to help Byron Maxwell on Sammy Watkins. So it was essentially double cover. And look, you're going to see him here, but watch, coming over is Reynolds.
Did not step out of bounds. Touchdown.
And Reynolds have to be able to come and get over the top, recognize who's the most dangerous threat. And you can see Watkins. They're saying he stayed in bounds. That is a touchdown. We said Tyrod Taylor was the best deep ball thrower in the NFL, completing 60% of his passes that travel 40 yards or further. I don't think you need a better example than the one you just saw there.
So the call is touchdown, 47-yard strike. Tyrod Taylor to Sammy Watkins, 18th career touchdown pass thrown by Taylor. And those two had their breakthrough a couple of weeks ago in Kansas City, continued last Sunday against Houston. Watkins had 2 catches of 53 yards. And he is already in this first quarter here in Philadelphia. So Tyrod Taylor marches his offense down the field, and we are all tied at 7. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Lots of gifts at prices low for everyone this season.
Find thousands of rollbacks like a 55-inch 4K smart TV for just $7.98.
I'm crowning you the shopping queen.
Share the wonder every day. Walmart.
Happy holidays, Your Majesty.
I live in the fine details. That's why I run on QuickBooks. I use the Payments app to accept credit cards and everything auto-syncs. Those sales prove my sustainable designs are better for the environment and my bottom line. That's how I own it.
Most people know the 4 C's of a diamond. Now, Kay Jewelers brings you the newest C, chocolate. Levion Chocolate Diamonds. Only Levion, masters of jewelry design for centuries, makes jewelry with rare chocolate diamonds. Save up to 20% on select Levion styles with dazzling designs that she's sure to love. At Kay, the #1 jewelry store in America. Levion Chocolate Diamonds. For the sweetest thing in your life.
Every kiss begins with K.
I'll never remember all the projects, presentations, or meetings I gave up my nights for. But days like this, I'll never forget.
Get out there in the 2016 Ford Escape. Be unstoppable.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song.
Steven's all new with Jennifer Lawrence, Monday on The Late Show.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon. Better matters. And by Kay Jewelers. Every kiss begins with Kay.
Well, what a scene it was here at Lincoln Financial Field yesterday. 116th meeting. Navy over Army for the 14th consecutive time. They will play in the military bowl against Pitt. And even Chip Kelly was in the house to take in all the pageantry. Just watch Tyrod Taylor take the Buffalo offense down the field to tie this game at 7. Here's the rookie Josh Huff trying to spin his way from traffic. Good coverage by that Buffalo kick team down the field, as the Eagles will have it inside the 20. Well, a season of fan favorites and incredible competition comes to a $1 million conclusion. Find out who will emerge as sole survivor and see the Castaways reunite live Wednesday starting at 8/7 Central, only CBS. Sammy Watkins early in the game became the fastest build to 100 career catches and a 47-yard touchdown reception to tie this game at 7.
And 6 touchdown passes of the long variety, most in the NFL. He's got the speed, got the size, the talent. He can track the ball as well as any receiver in the NFL.
Ryan Matthews making the start today, returning from the concussion. Here he is on 1st and 10. Trying to find the edge, but that Buffalo defense able to hold. Bakari Rambo, we had a chance to visit with on Friday, had his best game as a Bill in that victory last week.
He's got to communicate on the back end to help his defense get lined up and matched up with the formations of the Eagles.
Bradford from the gun. This is 2nd and 10. Quick strike, little bubble screen to the tight end, Brent Selleck. 22nd catch of the season, tackled by Graham.
This offense is all predicated on speed, and that is to do this. Get the ball in the hands of your receivers and your playmakers in space so that they can make the first defender miss and then create yards after the catch.
Again, some movement pre-snap. You saw Hughes lunge over. Officials pointing at Buffalo.
Correction. Correction. Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 55. Came into the neutral zone first. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
It's going to be Jerry Hughes at the bottom of the screen. He moves, and then the tackle, Jason Peters, he goes to move.
So that'll help the Eagles out a bit. 3rd and 4. Just inside the 24-yard line. Bradford has timed the pass incomplete right through the hands of the rookie Aguilar. Coverage on the play by Nikel Roby. And Chip Kelly will send out his punter.
This is a good throw from Bradford. Aguilar just has to make that catch. Look, stop the point of the ball and you can haul it in. He's the 1st-round pick. They expected to come in and replace the production loss by Jeremy Maclin, who left via free agency to Kansas City.
20th overall pick out of USC, has not had much of an impact. Missed 4 weeks, 3 games earlier in the season with that high ankle sprain. But it has been a struggle for their rookie wide receiver. 62-yard punt, minimal return by Thigpen.
Everybody deserves the gift of more data. For a limited time, Verizon is giving you 24 bonus gigs at no additional cost every year for life. That's 2 extra gigs per line per month when you activate or upgrade on our XL or larger sizes. 24 bonus gigs every year for life. Stream more, surf longer, all on the Better Network. Visit Verizon online or in-store today.
You may not even think about the energy that lights up your world, but we do. We're ExxonMobil, and the cleaner burning natural gas we produce generates more of our electricity than ever before, helping dramatically reduce America's emissions. Because turning on the lights isn't as simple as just flipping a switch. Energy lives here.
Survivor Finale Wednesday. $1 million is on the line.
6 castaways remain, 4 amazing tribal councils, 3 incredible hours, 1 survivor. Don't miss the Survivor season finale and live reunion show, CBS Wednesday.
You are watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50.
Tonight, what went into the making of the new Star Wars movie? Find out when 60 Minutes goes behind the scenes with director J.J. Abrams. Tonight, only CBS. High above Lincoln Financial Field. Just can't believe this weather. 70 degrees in Philadelphia in the month of December. All tied at 7. Tyrod Taylor will start from the gun, 1st and 10. From just inside the 25. Here is LaShawn McCoy. Slithers through a good-looking seam. And so the Philadelphia defense forced to come back out quickly after a 3-and-out by Bradford and company. We asked Chip Kelly yesterday about time of possession, and Solomon, he made very clear he puts very little value in that as a head coach.
Oh, absolutely. And, you know, they've ranked dead last in time of possession each of the 3 years he's been in Philadelphia. However, if you're going to count number of plays, count the number of defensive snaps, because your defense plays more snaps than any other defense over the last 3 years than any defense in the NFL.
Whistles blow that play dead.
Ball start, offense, number 42. 5-yard penalty. It's 2nd down.
That's Jerome Felton, their fullback.
You know, we talk about defensive snaps. I do believe that fatigue does set in as your defense. They played 90 snaps last week against the Patriots. Now, it's a game that they won, and the special teams did factor in that. But you can see the last 3 years, the defense played more snaps than anyone. 2013. Last year, 2nd most, and then again in 2015, having more plays on the field defensively than any other defense in the NFL.
You see McCoy line up. Bottom of your screen, this is the tight end, Charles Clay. So dangerous when he has the hands on the football. Benny Logan able to force him out of bounds. A 1st down for the Bills.
And Spiro, we talked to defensive coordinator Billy Davis about it. He says, look, we tell our players not to whine or complain about it. And a lot of the sports science that Chip Kelly has brought to the Eagles is really about preparing his team for that kind of crucible, to play that many snaps each and every week defensively. He says it's built into their preparation.
The defense making some huge plays last week in the victory against the Patriots. Here's McCoy again finding the outside on that patented sweep play. 1st and 10. He's forced out of bounds after a nice pickup of 8. Walter Thurman credited with the tackle.
How about Greg Roman? How about Rex Ryan? They're going to give LaShawn McCoy every opportunity to make plays in this offense, not just running the ball, but catching it, coming out of the backfield as well. They're going to design and tailor a lot of plays to his talents and abilities so that he can continue to produce. You can see 100 yards for scrimmage over the last 6 games. He's been able to be very productive for this offense.
And McCoy has moved over 800 yards rushing on the season. Mike Gillislee gives him a blow. Here's Taylor, 2nd and 2. Trying to find Watkins right up the center of the field. Watkins had a beat. More than a beat. Byron Maxwell was the closest Eagle defensive back. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Okay, they try to go down the field to Sammy Watkins, and I'm going to show you Watkins here, but more importantly, look right here. That's going to be Charles Clay. Watch, he's hurt. As he comes off the ball right there, see how he comes up lame? So he's not able to finish his route, even though I think Tyrod Taylor had Sammy Watkins open. He had the defense beat. But I believe the initial look for Tyrod Taylor is he was hoping to hit Charles Clay, who didn't finish his route.
So Clay being looked at on the Buffalo sideline. So Chris Gregg comes onto the field, their 3rd-year tight end out of Arkansas. Taylor on 3rd and 2. Fires near side of the field, throws it up for Watkins. Nearly came down with the football, but it's incomplete. Good recovery by Maxwell, backs it away. It'll be 4th down.
Oh, they're giving Sammy Watkins opportunity to make plays, bump and run. Byron Matthew, he doesn't get his head around to play the ball. It looks like Watkins had an opportunity to haul it in. Watch the hands of Sammy Watkins. There it is. But he doesn't haul it in. Maxwell's clawing at the arms and is able to get that ball out. Good play defensively by Byron Maxwell.
Taylor telling us last week he wanted to try to give Watkins some more opportunities at those 50-50 balls, and that has certainly been the case over the past couple of weeks. Colton Schmidt, good looking punt, and Sproles signals for the fair catch just outside his own 10. 46 yards of the punt on CBS.
Before there could be a nation,
there had to be people willing to fight for it, to take on the world's greatest challenges, whatever they might be. So the U.S. Army masters not only tactics and strategy, but also physics and chemistry. We make battle plans and create breakthroughs in medicine, science, and engineering. Our next mission could be anything, so we prepare for everything.
There are some people you should give underwear to this holiday. And there are some people you shouldn't. People you should. Shouldn't.
Janice?
Should. Shouldn't. Yes. No. Should. No way. Should. No. Definitely not. Nah. You shouldn't give underwear to everybody, but for those you do, give them Fruit of the Loom.
It's been a journey to get where I am. And I didn't get here alone. There were people who listened along the way. People who gave me options, kept me on track. And through it all, my retirement never got left behind. So today, I'm prepared for anything we may want tomorrow to be.
Every someday needs a plan. Let's talk about your old 401k today.
Well, this past Monday, Eagles tight end Trey Burton and cornerback Ja'Cory Shepherd took the Hamilton Revolution of the Hamilton Pop Warner Football League on a shopping spree at Sports Authority in Sewell, New Jersey. Each child received $125 to spend on new football gear, which the players were happy to help the kids pick out. Thrilling moment for those youngsters. As Charles Clay, the Bills tight end and leading receiver, being looked at just beyond their bench. A guy that they could certainly ill afford to lose. Early offensive numbers. All tied at 7. 4 and change to play in this opening quarter from Philadelphia. Bradford on 1st and 10. Little screen pass to Matthews. Matthews missing the last 3 weeks with the concussion. Active so far. We go to New York in an update with JB.
A Cincinnati scare.
Yeah, bad play turned worse. Stephen Tuitt intercepts this ball. Watch the right hand of Andy Dalton. On that tackle, he hurts his right thumb. He is out for the game, but A.J. McCarron will quarterback the rest of the way. Spiro Dedes.
Boy, just when Cincinnati was getting comfortable in their perch atop the AFC, bad news for their quarterback, Andy Dalton.
We always talked about the fact that they were in good health, and now they're challenged.
3rd and a short 1, and that Bills defensive front getting the push that they needed. Manny Lawson taking on more responsibility today with the injuries that they have with the linebackers makes a huge stop.
Take a look at Manny Lawson coming down inside to be able to make that tackle. Right now, this defensive line, they're winning the battle up front in the trenches against the offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Donnie Jones on to punt. And Marcus Thigpen standing right around his own 20. Thigpen is going to play it from the 21 at the sideline. Runs out of bounds as he crosses the 30. 56-yard punt and a 12-yard return. There's a penalty marker thrown right around the 50. AFC postseason picture. Buffalo a game back. Such an up-and-down season behind Rex Ryan in his first campaign in Buffalo. Chasing the Chiefs, Jets, and the Steelers. Steelers playing that tough game today, as you just saw, against Cincinnati.
There was no foul on the play. There was not a block in the back.
All right, reaction from Chip Kelly. Here's where the Eagles sit after that miraculous victory against the Patriots. Tied for first atop the NFC East with Washington and the Giants. Redskins own the tiebreaker with the Eagles. And if you're a Philadelphia fan, unbelievably, after everything this team has been through, the back-to-back games where they allowed 45 points, if the Eagles win out, they will win the division and get into the playoffs. A scenario that would have seemed impossible just a couple of weeks ago. McCoy breaks the initial tackle, trying to find some daylight, still on his feet. You see the penalty flag thrown behind the play as McCoy is run out of bounds just short of the 40. Covered a lot of real estate to pick up 6, but it could be coming back.
Holding offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Alan Barbary, number 76, makes it very difficult. You can see right there, there's the hands. But when McCoy is going back and forth and doing so, look at the hands he is holding big time right there against Logan.
John Miller, the man penalized, the rookie guard who has looked very impressive but has had some injury issues. Penalty makes it 1st and 20 from the 24. Taylor goes underneath. That's Mike Gillislee, signed off the practice squad before that game last Sunday. Unexpectedly got a lot of work in that game. Gave him some good dynamic play out of the backfield. He picks up 6.
He showed that he has a burst as well. He can keep this offense on track. The key for the Buffalo Bills is their ability to run the football. They've had a number of different running backs carry the ball for them. Carlos Williams, the rookie from Florida State, out. But they've topped 100 yards rushing in 10 of their 12 games this season.
Second and 14, just inside the 30. Draw play. This is McCoy. Finds the edge and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Cox, who had the nice defensive play earlier on the tackle. It'll be 3rd down coming up.
You know, the Bills, when they can run the football, and they're very productive. You can see in the 6 wins, they've averaged 170 rush yards a game. And in their 6 losses, just over 100 yards rushing. So they need to be widely productive. But Greg Roman has a multiple running scheme. There are a number of different ways that they go about running the football and creating angles to get room to run the football inside and outside.
What does Roman dial up here on 3rd and 9? Taylor probes the defense over the middle, completes to Gregg. Crosses the 40, out past the 45-yard line, and enough for a Buffalo 1st down. 11 yards on the catch and run by Gregg.
Tyrod Taylor's been so good on 3rd down. We talked about him being able to make plays with his legs, but you know, he can play well from the pocket. Good vision, movement, and he doesn't force the ball down the field. He gets Gregg here, and then how about Gregg sticking that foot in the ground and just moving forward to be able to create a 1st down.
See what Taylor has done over his first 10 attempts. Gregg had just 8 receptions, by the way, before that catch to move the chains. On 1st and 10, draw play. This is Gillislee again trying to move the pile to get close to the 50. One thing about Taylor, Solomon, everyone tries to put these quarterbacks in a box. The feeling was he was a mobile quarterback because he was so athletic. But one thing teams have started to realize, this kid throws one of the prettiest deep balls in the NFL.
Yeah, great accuracy, great touch. I think just an excellent feel for how to throw the football. And surprisingly, he's a better in-the-pocket passer than, say, Sam Bradford, who's better outside of the pocket than Tyrod Taylor. So certainly, I think, a contrast in styles, but he's been very good for the Bills all season long.
We are at the end of the 1st quarter, all tied at 7. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
crispy chicken? Let's find out.
It's probably the best sandwich I've ever had. It's super crispy, but it's also really juicy.
So would you guys come back? Yeah. Here's our card. It's McDonald's.
Oh, get out of here.
Try some buttermilk crispy chicken. It's right around the corner at McDonald's.
It's a tale of Christmas past.
You're my brother. Nothing's going to keep us apart.
Is there a reason you never told me you had a brother? On the winter finale of NCIS, then Christmas in New Orleans takes a twisted turn.
You got stolen goods connected to a murder?
That's my son in there.
New NCIS New Orleans after NCIS Tuesday.
Here was Bills tight end Charles Clay walking into the Buffalo locker room. We've been told it is a back injury, return questionable. He's been very durable so far, yet to miss a game since coming over from Miami in free agency. And so Chris Gregg, at the moment, is their frontline tight end, already an 11-yard catch for a first down for Buffalo. 2nd and 6 as we begin the second quarter. Spiro Diaz and Wilcox, rest of our CBS crew from Lincoln Financial Field, all tied at 7. Here's Taylor. Pocket collapses, going to tuck it away and run with it, showing his versatility as he's tripped up at the 40 and close to another first down.
Oh, Tyrod Taylor showed us something there. Watch as Michael Kendricks comes in. Look at that. He's able to take away that leg and make him whiff. Look at that. That's the leg he injured earlier during the season. It's heavily braced on that left knee. But boy, is he elusive. We talked about him converting with his legs on third down. That was a great play.
Already quickly moving up the ranks. 2nd all-time in rushing yards in franchise history, trailing only Doug Flutie. LeSean McCoy, who knew the emotions Solomon would be running high, as you see some talking after the play. What have you seen so far from McCoy?
Well, I do know this. He's a guy that's looking to make a big play, but he wants to make it outside by bouncing it. And then even when we talked to Chip Kelly, he said that, hey, he's an outside runner, not an inside guy. But you can see there's some conversation there between he and one of his former teammates. That's Fletcher Cox, mixing it up with LeSean McCoy.
Well, it'll take very little to set Shady off under these circumstances. Here's McCoy. Cuts back on 2nd and 7, trying to get close to the 35-yard line. Excellent pursuit by Bill Davis's defense as he picks up a couple.
And it stood out to me when I asked Chip Kelly about LeSean McCoy. And I said, what kind of player is he? He said, he's an outside runner, not an inside guy. That stood out to me because that was one of the complaints that Chip Kelly wanted him to become a more inside guy. Don't bounce it as much. We've seen him do that here today, and we've done a number of Buffalo Bills games so far this year. There were times when we said he needs to stick his foot in the ground and get going vertical, and when he's done that, he's been very productive.
McCoy lines up, bottom of your screen on 3rd and 5. Taylor from the gun. Here come the Eagles. Taylor throws it towards the end zone. Intended for McCoy. Tight coverage on the play. And it will be 4th and 5 coming up.
Yeah, it was very good coverage against LeSean McCoy down the field. Thought Tyrod Taylor might have had room to run for this one, but he takes a shot down the field. I thought McCoy was well covered on the play, and that was just really thrown out of bounds. Ed Reynolds was in the coverage on LeSean McCoy downfield.
So Rex Ryan sends out his punter, Colton Schmidt. And there is the ever-dangerous Darren Sproles standing at his own 10. Second punt return touchdown of the season for Sproles last week. Schmidt finds his spot. Good hang time on the play. Fair catch signaled by Sproles. And this one will take a Bills bounce inside the 5-yard line. Eagles and Bills tied at 7, early stages, second quarter on CBS.
Gonna need more valets.
Join the Dodge side at the year-end blockbuster sales event. Star Wars, December 18th.
At this moment, all of my past accomplishments mean nothing. Better starts now.
Citizen,
Echo Drive, powered by light. Any light never needs a battery. Citizen.
This Tuesday, be the first to own Ted 2 Unrated.
Oh my God, you hear that, Johnny?
The Thunder Buddies are back.
Are they okay?
Yeah, they're fine. They look happy.
Ted 2 Unrated when you buy Tuesday.
Do you feel the vibe?
Samsung Gear S2, available now at Best Buy.
Astra's back. She's up to something.
This could be the beginning of a citywide attack.
This is war.
Kill them all.
No one besides you and me. You can't say it's not fair. We're done with fair.
Supergirl Winter Finale, CBS this Monday, or stream it live or on demand.
First season for Chip Kelly, having complete say over personnel decisions. Didn't take him very long to make some very bold moves, shipping LaShawn McCoy to Buffalo, the man he replaced. DeMarco Murray struggling to find his footing. Then Jeremy Maclin shipped away. Jordan Matthews has certainly had his moments. 61 catches entering play today, but it has been a struggle and a bumpy ride so far after some of those off-season maneuverings. DeMarco Murray on the underneath screen pass. They actually lose a yard. Pressure coming from Jerry Hughes.
Yeah, you know Rex Ryan wants to hit the quarterback, and this time Hughes is going to hit Sam Bradford. He's able to get into the backfield, and Bradford's forced to throw it early.
2nd and 11. This is Murray trying to find some daylight. One thing we have seen, when you hit Bradford, he has struggled trying to stay in the pocket and make throws down the field.
And how about this? All 10 of his interceptions this season have come when he's thrown the ball in the pocket. When he's outside the pocket, he has the highest quarterback rating of any quarterback in the NFL.
Bradford surveys the defense. 3rd and 4 from the 10. Goes through his progressions. That pass incomplete. Well played by Bakari Rambo. Intended receiver was Josh Huff, the second-year man out of Oregon. And Philadelphia will punt. 3rd consecutive 3-and-out by the Eagles.
Looks like Rex Ryan has really cracked the code to this Eagles offense. We asked LaShawn McCoy about this offense. He said it's perfect through simplicity. You don't have to learn a lot because there's only a handful of plays. He said it's really how they make it happen. It's by going fast, but there's not a lot of variety.
You saw Jason Peters limping to the Eagles sideline. Good punt by Jones. Football comes loose. Thigpen muffs it. And the Eagles have the football.
This is where the Eagles shine most, in their special teams. It's how they were able to beat the undefeated New England Patriots 1 week ago, and that is by making plays on special teams. And now Thigpen puts it on the ground. That's Jalen Watkins on the hit, the brother of Sammy Watkins. And then Brian Barman is able to get the recovery. But how about Jalen Watkins putting the hit on Thigpen, forcing that fumble? I think Sammy Watkins may be a little angry with little brother. How about that?
Reaction by Jones. First turnover by either team gives Bradford a short field. 1st and 10. Has time. He's going to tuck it away and run it. Inside 35. Lunges forward to the 32. A pickup of 5. Penalty marker thrown in the backfield.
Holding. Offense number 67. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's Dennis Kelly, the 4th-year tackle. Jalen Watkins. Another huge play on special teams. Re-signed after the Eagles brought him in initially. Preseason here with Philly. Then waived. The Bills signed him to their practice squad. A couple of weeks with his brother in Western New York. And Bill Davis, the Eagles defensive coordinator, told us that Jalen has been a huge resource for us all week. Trying to tell us some of Sammy's tricks of the trade. Another marker flies behind the play. Sproles is cut down right at the 50. Leotis McKelvin on the tackle.
Holding. Offense, number 67. 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
And that's Dennis Kelly again, second penalty.
This offense is struggling. They're moving backwards. They had great field position after getting the fumble on the punt. Now Chip Kelly knows his offense is really struggling. It's very difficult to convert on 1st and 30. But you can see on the right side of your screen, number 67 right there gets Jerry Hughes. Not sure if you even need to circle it. Once that jersey stretches in that fashion, I think it's obvious to everyone here.
This drive started at the Bills 37 right now at around their own 43. 1st and 30 after the second penalty. That's Sproles. Well, they were aided by a bunch of incredible return plays last week in the victory at New England, but this offense has to start to figure it out. You can hear the boos already.
Yeah, look at the defense. Look at the push. They just create a wall. I mean, there's nowhere to run inside. They're winning the battle at the line of scrimmage.
Bradford from the gun. This is 2nd and 26. Coming for him again. Bradford steps up, takes a shot down the field. He's got his man, Aguilar, into the end zone for 6. From Bradford.
Nelson Aguilar, he finished his route. He matched up. You're going to see him right here. And then watch this throw as Bradford just hangs in there. Keeps his vision down the field. And the safety, Corey Graham, number 20, he's trying to match up with him. He turns his head and loses vision on the football and on his cover.
First career receiving touchdown for Aguilar, who had only 16 receptions on the season entering this one today. 14th touchdown pass of the year for Bradford, all made possible by the fumbled punt by Marcus Thigpen. Philadelphia back in front on CBS.
Give the gift of the better network. Save up to 50% on our hottest Android smartphones, like the Motorola Droid Turbo 2. Get the best deals and the better network. Visit Verizon online or in-store today.
No way. Savor breakfast anytime you like. Eggs, sizzling sausage, hot cakes, real butter. McDonald's all-day breakfast menu.
So you like to walk, but not just walk. Speed walk. Or you like to bike. In place. Next to these strangers. Or you want to know your heart rate. When you're doing this. Steady. This. And a little bit of this. Which means you should probably wear this. Beat yesterday with Vivo Smart HR. From Garmin.
We don't have to worry about predators like our ancestors did. No saber-toothed tigers stalking from the brush. No dire wolves circling the camp. There are no more monsters to fear. And so, we have to build our own.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Dodge. McDonald's, teaming up with the NFL like never before. And by Best Buy. Win the holidays.
53-yard touchdown catch by the rookie Nelson Aguilar on a pretty ball thrown by Bradford. And that play came, by the way, on a 2nd and 26 as the Eagles able to beat Rex's defense. Buffalo will start from the 20. Aerial coverage of today's game being provided by MetLife. High above Lincoln Financial Field, just over 69,000. With Sean McCoy making his return to Philadelphia. All eyes on him as this game started. As you see the first 4 possessions for the Bills, what have you seen so far from their offense?
Well, I think they need to get into a better rhythm in terms of just being able to run the football. Only 46 rushing yards so far in the game, and I think LeSean McCoy has got to commit to going downhill a little bit more. He's trying to bounce it, trying to get outside, and it's taking the offense off schedule.
30-second timeout.
Well, Taylor saw something he didn't like, and the Bills will use their second timeout. Week 14 continues later today on Fox. Then tonight, Sunday Night Football on NBC. Tomorrow night, Monday Night Football on ESPN. It'll be the Giants and the Dolphins, a game that these Eagles will be paying close attention to. In a three-way tie for first place atop the NFC East with the Giants and the Redskins. And Philly will be facing both of those teams over the season's final 3 weeks.
We got some players that are struggling to know where they should line up, forcing Rex Ryan to burn the timeout.
Charles Clay, Buffalo's tight end, still being looked at in their locker room. The back injury returned questionable. LeSean McCoy, 7 carries, 32 yards till this point. Able to wiggle his way to the 23, brought down by Cox and Jenkins.
Well, LeSean McCoy, got off to a good start, attacking, going down the hill, and creating yards. But when you start to bounce it and run outside, then yards are not to be had so far in the game. 8 carries, 35 yards, averaging 4.4. But I get the feeling, Spiro, he's just getting warmed up.
Pennsylvania born and bred, Harrisburg native. Grew up about an hour's drive from here where we are in Philly. Eagles all-time leading rusher. Just under 6,800 yards here in 6 seasons as an Eagle. 2nd and 7. Perfect pass by Taylor. But just the right amount of air under it. Finds Woods on the sideline. 18 yards and a Buffalo first down.
Yeah, during this season, we've seen Robert Woods grow up in this offense. Tyrod Taylor, trust him even to go outside on this play. He gets open. He understands where he's at on the field. Turns it up yards after the catch. Both he and Chris Hogan are 2 of the other receivers outside of Sammy Watkins who become more and more productive in recent weeks.
Well, Percy Harvin began the year as their number 2 wide receiver. Injuries ended his campaign, and that vaulted Woods into that critical number 2 spot. 1st and 10 after the catch. Big strike to McCoy. Crosses the 45, pushes ahead to the 47-yard line. McCoy just trying to gather himself, maintain composure, all the questions that he had to answer this week. And to his credit, tried to put the onus and the spotlight on the team, said that this is a game that we have to have if we're going to sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah, when we talked to him, we said, what do you want people to know about your homecoming? He said, hey, let everyone know I'm positive in that. I'm excited to come back home and play in front of the fans here in Philadelphia.
Draw play on 2nd and 4. Here's McCoy, finds some breathing room inside the 35. McCoy still going, and finally brought down by Malcolm Jenkins, the safety. Good looking run for McCoy as he picks up the first down, a run of 28.
Yeah, take a look at the blocking here. It's just really good blocking to be able to seal the edge. And then McCoy is able to stick that foot in the ground. We talk about getting vertical, coming downhill, running off tackle. Talked about him just getting warmed up. It sure looks like it. They're going to continue to feed him the ball. Hope he's in great shape.
McCoy now at 9 carries, 63 yards after that first down run. Mike Gillislee, long setback, play action from Taylor. Nowhere to throw. Taylor's going to run it. So dangerous inside the 20. And Taylor wisely runs out of bounds right at the 15-yard line. This kid getting more and more comfortable every week.
Yeah, this is something that he was reluctant to do after he came off the knee injury against the Tennessee Titans. But his head coach, Rex Ryan, said, hey, don't fall in love with being a pocket passer. You possess something special. You might as well use it. What did Rex Ryan tell us about Tyrod Taylor? Said he has certain magic about him. He knows how to make plays, makes good decisions, and he doesn't turn the football over.
6th-round pick of Baltimore back in 2011. 4 years as Joe Flacco's understudy. Just bided his time until he finally got a chance to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. And what a season he's had. Some movement pre-snap. Multiple flags fly. And we will get the call from our referee, Ed Hochuli.
False start offense, number 79. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
It's Jordan Mills making the 2nd straight start for Chantrell Henderson.
Now down inside the red zone, Shady McCoy is back in the ball game. It'll be interesting to see what they dial up. When Felton is in the game, number 42, for me, that's a clear sign that they want to run the football.
Felton, their big, burly fullback. They're just under 250 pounds. 1st and 10 from the 20. Here's McCoy, makes the first guy miss. Nowhere to run with the football. Runs out of bounds just shy of the 20. Forced out of bounds by the D'Amico Ryans.
I was watching intently. He wanted to turn that one up, but that was just well defended by the Eagles defense. As the linebackers came up to fill each gap, he was just forced, was LaShawn McCoy, to run that one out of bounds. But you see right now, Greg Roman, offensive coordinator, calling a well-balanced game. 14 run plays, 14 pass plays.
This was a Bills running attack that ran for 187 yards against the Texans last week. So far in this game, 86. Taylor going in zone, incomplete, intended for Chris Hogan. First time we've called his name in this first half. Coverage on the play by Thurman and Jenkins.
Yeah, we talked about Chris Hogan. He has the ability to make plays. Good jam right there at the line of scrimmage. That was well done by Malcolm Jenkins, a former corner now playing safety. That's what Chip Kelly talked about. He's got themselves 2 safeties in this backfield, in this secondary, and Malcolm Jenkins and Walter Thurman, who used to play corner, and so they have excellent range, great ball skills, and if they have to jam a receiver at the line of scrimmage, they can do so.
Sammy Watkins lines up bottom of your screen. McCoy in the slot. 3rd and 15. Taylor. Incomplete. Appeared to be a miscommunication. So on 4th and 15, Rex Ryan will send out Dan Carpenter and his field goal unit to try to cut into the 7-point deficit.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to go to LaShawn McCoy on an out-breaking route, but McCoy slipped on the play. Taylor's now attempted 202 passes without throwing interception, so maybe the best play there is to not turn it over.
Unbelievable streak that you mentioned. Has not thrown a pick since that Giants game in Buffalo back in week 4. Carpenter has plenty of leg, and it is good. Carpenter struggling with some missed point afters last couple of weeks, makes it a 4-point game.
Has anyone seen Steve? Oh, there he is, at the top of the Christmas Power Rankings. Because when you enter Best Buy, it means you're gifting on all cylinders. It means you're not elfing around. It means you're buying gifts people really want. All with the guru-like guidance of our helpful blue shirts. Because when you gift tech, people won't just love it, they'll love you. Win the holidays at Best Buy.
Players celebrate with rings. Teams celebrate with trophies. And now you can celebrate with the Bud Light Super Bowl Series. Build your dynasty today.
Love smart solutions? Try Philips Norelco shavers. 72 rotating blades, cutting hair growing in every direction, so you can be your best you. Philips Norelco. Save up to $50 on Philips Norelco.
Happy holidays! Switch to Cricket Wireless. And for a limited time, choose from 4 smartphones now free after mail-in rebate Cricket Visa promotion card. And get more 4G LTE coverage nationwide than T-Mobile or Sprint. Woo-hoo! Only from the Merrier carrier. Cricket Wireless. Something to smile about.
David, remember, she's my only granddaughter. Love, Dad. Get 20% off now at NFLShop.com.
NFL fans, order the holiday gifts you want from NFLShop.com today. Save up to 20% off at the official store of the NFL, NFLShop.com. LaShawn McCoy still has plenty of supporters here in Philadelphia, including that youngster. Trying to stay warm. We saw him lose his footing going out for a pass on that last possession as the Bills settle for a Dan Carpenter field goal to make it 14-10 Philadelphia. Eagles are going to play it. This is Huff fighting some daylight. Crosses the 30 and forced out of bounds there. Flag comes in right around the 28-yard line. Now, we've seen Jordan Gay make numerous tackles this season.
Holding by the receiving team, number 87. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
That's Brent Selleck on the penalty. 14-10 Eagles on CBS.
Run away with me.
What'll you be able to do in a Jeep Renegade?
Lost souls in reverie.
Pretty much anything you want.
And I say, hey, hey, live it like we're renegade.
The most capable small SUV ever. With available select terrain traction control that can be adjusted to take on mud, sand, or snow. The all-new Jeep Renegade. Take off and take on anything.
Happy, happy, happy for you and me. Happy, happy, happy for you.
Intel's best processor is here, which gives new PCs 3 times the battery life, so you never have to stop watching.
Thanks.
Introducing Intel's new 6th generation core processor. It's our best processor ever.
It was hard enough finding the right girl, but the perfect ring, there's no pressure there.
You found the perfect girl. Now let me and the diamond experts at Zales help you find the perfect ring. The Vera Wang Love Collection, designed for Zales, the diamond store.
Last week on Big Bang, there was a great disturbance in the Force. This Thursday...
Oh, great, this again.
Sheldon's Force Awakens.
He's ready to be physical.
You shut your mouth!
It's the Big Bang you've been waiting for on the last new episode of the year.
Hello.
Hi.
CBS this Thursday or stream it live or on demand.
Emmy winner Jane Lynch is coming to CBS.
Somebody gotta raise a little hell.
Angel from Hell, January 7th.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Zales. Declare your love with gifts from Zales, the Diamond Store. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Now, certainly some conflicted Eagles fans here. You see the old shady jerseys. 14-10 Eagles as we play with just over 6 minutes left in this second quarter. McCoy, if you just joined us, 59 yards on the ground on 10 attempts to this point. Here's Ryan Matthews, missing the last 3 weeks with a concussion, making a bit of a surprise start today for Chip Kelly. And Kelly, 10 wins in each of his first 2 years, division title here, Solomon, but already hearing some of the whispers about job security, such a crazy world in the NFL. His owner felt awfully good about that victory last week. Laurie, a Boston guy. He's had so much respect for the Patriots franchise over the years. As Philadelphia picks up a first down. That was a big win for Kelly and his team.
I really do. And you mentioned it, Jeffrey Lurie, Boston native, going back against, Bob Kraft and Bill Belichick, a team that really he has modeled the Eagles after. I think that win last week by Chip Kelly and this Eagles football team, I think it saved his job.
Bradford on 1st and 10 has time. Over the middle, completes. That's Matthews. Another penalty flag thrown in the backfield on the play. It's a 12-yard strike if it stands. Here's Hockey League.
Illegal hands to the face. Offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
That's Jason Peters, their perennial Pro Bowl tackle.
He's working against Jerry Hughes. You'll see it right there. Well, these officials, I know they've come under fire this year, but they do a really good job. They catch a lot of things that most of us wouldn't be able to catch. In real time is right.
1st and 20 after the penalty. Here's Murray. We've seen 3 different running backs put out there by Chip Kelly till this point. Murray, reports of his conversation with Laurie on the plane ride back home to Philadelphia last Sunday night. Just trying to find some footing. It has been a struggle for the NFL's Russian champion from a season ago. Bradford on 2nd and 17, throws it deep down the field, incomplete. intended for the former Chargers. Shea Tutu. Coverage on the play by Ronald Darby.
This ball is just thrown a little bit outside of Shea Tutu, but you talk about the conversation had between DeMarco Murray and Jeffrey Lurie. Lurie is going to run everything through his head coach. Remember, he modeled this team after the Patriots. Bill Belichick is a guy that's got full autonomy as the coach. He runs the organization, and Lurie did that for 14 years with Andy Reid, had great success, has done the same thing now with Chip Kelly.
It's been a bumpy ride so far since that decision was made in the offseason. As Bradford keeps it underneath to Murray. Good tackle by Lawson, who's been very active for the Bills in his first half. They pick up only 4 as Bradford now starting to take some hard hits from this defense.
Yeah, we told you that Rex Ryan want to make sure that they hit the quarterback. Here you see Aaron Williams, Nikhil Roby. They're doing exactly what the head coach wants. They believe that these hits, these kind of blows to the quarterback has an accumulative effect, and at some point can force the quarterback to play on shaky ground.
Now, Rex has had to answer a lot of questions about his defense. Thick Penn Sigma's failed catch after he had the fumbled punt earlier in the half. But just getting back to Rex's defense, they have started to play better, certainly over the last couple of weeks.
You can see Bradford holding his left shoulder. Yeah, he felt that one. And that's what the opposing coach wants to do. That's what Rex Ryan wants to do to the quarterback. And the people here in Philadelphia, they know about the Ryan family because Rex's dad, Buddy Ryan, once coached here in Philadelphia. They know exactly how they like to play defense.
Well, that same left shoulder that Bradford hurt in the Miami game about 4 weeks ago, as they continue to take a look at him on the sideline. Speaking of Buddy Ryan, longtime Eagles head coach, mid-80s, 86 to 90, 3 straight postseason appearances. What a figure he was here as the Eagles head coach.
He was the guy. 3 straight playoff appearances. And he was a guy that coached late great Hall of Famer Reggie White, those great defenses they had here in Philadelphia. And the son of Buddy Ryan, Rex Ryan, he follows in that same trend. Great defenses who like to hit the quarterback.
Taylor on 2nd and 10, over the middle, completes to McCoy. And speaking of the Ryan family, Rex's brother Rob, who was fired as the defensive coordinator of the Saints just a couple of weeks ago, actually spent the week with the team in Buffalo. And Rex said, we never get a chance to spend time together. It was nice and also helpful because Rob has seen some of the teams that they're facing here over the stretch run.
He wanted to lean on the knowledge of his brother, Rob Ryan, and having played against this Philadelphia offense. This is an unconventional offense that, of course, Chip Kelly is playing. And there's E.J. Manuel coming in the game.
Speaking of unconventional, Greg Roman inserting E.J. Manuel for the first time. That's Taylor in motion. And off is to McCoy on 3rd and 1. A lot of busy maneuverings to pick up that 1 needed yard as the Bills move the chains.
Yeah, that was very interesting because they're going to just, get the direct snap to E.J. Manuel. Didn't know if maybe he'd hand it off to Tyrod Taylor and allow Tyrod to throw it down the field. The fact is they were able to pick up the first down, and then E.J. Manuel comes jogging off the field.
You saw Greg Roman, Atlantic City, New Jersey native. First season as the Bills offensive coordinator after his 4-year run in San Francisco. Back to the conventional setup with Taylor working from the gun. Completes to Woods, who's been very busy. First down pass play. They pick up 11 as Buffalo threatening again, down 4 on CBS.
Comment vous allez l'appeler? Je sais pas. Je sais pas. Et comment est-ce que vous allez l'appeler?
On m'appelle comment?
Je sais pas.
Stella. Named after a star. Crafted as a holiday gift. For the city of Leuven in Belgium.
Thank you.
Thank you again. Pat
Pat yourself upon your back.
Your shopping is done, you ain't no slut.
Rest at ease, it's all okay. You ordered online and got them in the same day. Navigate the app at will with incredible digital ninja skills.
Ooh, the holidays could not be better.
Maybe you have time to knit him a sweater. I don't know, maybe a snowman.
I can do that.
Let's get out of here. I'm just thinking.
Order gifts online and pick them up the same day. Walmart.
We're gonna need more valets.
Join the Dodge side at the year-end blockbuster sales event. Star Wars, December 18th.
And now, fill your world with sound. Celebrating this week's loudest stadiums, brought to you by Bose for exceptional wireless sound anywhere. Buffalo was booming last week. In a win over Houston, quarterback Tyrod Taylor threw for 3 touchdowns, including throws to Robert Woods and Sammy Watkins, who had over 100 yards receiving, as the fans roared for the Bills, who moved up in the race for the playoffs. Fill your world with sound from Bose, official sound of the NFL.
The dispensary was raided.
80 pills went missing.
You did all of this while I was getting my coffee?
Yeah. The truth always comes out. One shot to do anything you want.
How's that upgrade working out for you?
The Limitless Winter Finale, CBS Tuesday, or stream it live or on demand.
High above Lincoln Financial Field, where the comparison's unavoidable between McCoy and DeMarco Murray, the man who replaced McCoy here. And so far it has been LeSean McCoy leading that one.
Yeah, you wonder if DeMarco Murray is a good fit for the offense in Philadelphia. You know, Shady McCoy is a good fit in the Eagles offense.
Gillislee flanking Tyrod Taylor rather, on 1st and 10. That pass is incomplete. Intended for Sammy Watkins. It was tipped by Connor Barwin.
Connor Barwin is able to get in there, put some pressure on Tyrod Taylor. You can see there's the hand right there. It hit his arm, actually. The ball was intended for Sammy Watkins going over the middle of the field.
Barwin has been so huge for this defense. 2 sacks of Tom Brady in that win last week, to give him 5.5 for the season. Guy who rarely comes off the field for Bill Davis. On 2nd and 10, Watkins had it, lost it.
Took his eye off of it. He was working against the rookie corner, Eric Rowe.
Penalty marker thrown behind the line of scrimmage. That was Watkins' 4th
Illegal
drop of the
hands to the
season.
face, offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
That's John Miller, and again, penalties have been a storyline for the Bills all season.
Yeah, right now, though, the Bills are shooting themselves in the foot. Drop balls, penalties. To the right side of your screen, you can see number 76, hand to the face right there. And, you know, Rex Ryan has already had to burn 2 timeouts earlier. Right now, they're working with 1 timeout under 2 minutes here in the first half.
I mentioned the 4th drop for Watkins. He had 4 all of last season. 2nd and 20. Taylor somehow escapes pressure. Still going. Stumbles forward inside the 45, down to the 43. It's a pickup of 5 to set up a 3rd down.
Moment, your time.
Eagles burning a timeout, their first. $1:43 to play before halftime. In a game with enormous playoff implications for both teams. 3rd and 15 from the Eagles' 43. Taylor flushed out, throws on the run, too high for Woods, incomplete. And Taylor took a shot at the end of this play.
Yeah, the Eagles, they know how to hunt the quarterback, and there's Connor Baldwin right there. He didn't throw him down too hard, but you could tell he hit his head on the turf on that play.
And you knew something happened just the way that Taylor reacted at the end. But this was a Philly defense. You see Taylor's upset. An Eagles defense that got a lot of pressure on Brady. The 4 sacks, hurried him 18 times in that game. And you rarely see Taylor have that kind of reaction. Such a mild-mannered kid. As he barks at referee Ed Hockley. Colton Schmidt. They try to pin him back deep inside their 10, but this one will take an Eagles bounce into the end zone. 43 yards on the punt from Schmidt. Coming up, the Verizon halftime report. We will send you to New York. JB, Tony, Bart Boomer, and Coach Cowher standing by with all the latest scores and highlights. We'll also get your preview of Thursday Night Football only on NFL Network. It's all next on the Verizon halftime report. What have you seen so far from Bradford?
Well, I'm seeing him getting hit. Rex Ryan is dialing up the blitzes. They're not getting the sacks, but they're getting the hits. And I think racking up an accumulative effect on Sam Bradford. Now, Bradford has been able to hit him deep for a touchdown, but you can see he's taken the licking so far in this game.
Again, missed those 2 games with the left shoulder injury and the concussion. You saw him grimacing in pain as he clutched that shoulder a moment ago. That catch made by Jordan Matthews. They pick up 6. Eagles with 2 timeouts, clock running, 1:15 to play in this first half. You see Bradford's numbers. Swings it far side of the field. It's caught. That's Riley Cooper. Haven't heard from him since that early long catch was negated. That time he picks up 10 as they move the chains.
Well, with Stephon Gilmore out and Leotis McKelvin in, remember they took a shot deep on McKelvin on their first offensive play and was almost able to connect. That pass fell incomplete, but they want to continue to work that side of the field.
See, Bradford has mixed it up. 7 different receivers have caught a pass. Here's Sproles. Wisely gets out of bounds with 55 seconds to play in the quarter. As Bradford very carefully now pinpointing where he goes with the football with 2 timeouts left.
He's been really good over their last 5 games. He's played so much better in the offense.
On 2nd and 9, Bradford far side. It's complete. That's Huff. And as Chip Kelly told us yesterday, in the last 5 games he has started and finished. The Eagles have gone 4-1.
And you can see he's in complete command. He's speeding up the offense, and they're trying to get this defense back on their heels.
And we're starting to see Bradford now pick on Leotis McKelvin. Quick screen, or slant, I should say, over the middle. That's Aguilar, who had the long touchdown earlier. Looks like Philadelphia will take its 2nd timeout. 29 seconds left in the 2nd. Another reminder, the Verizon halftime report is next. JB and the guys standing by to get your preview of Thursday Night Football coming up on NFL Network. We're going to take you around the league. Some key matchups here in week number 14 that certainly affect both of these teams in their respective playoff chase. And some of your early statistical leaders in a 4-point game. Tyrod Taylor, Greg Roman, his offensive coordinator. We've seen the synergy between those two get stronger over the last couple of weeks. Matthews in motion on 2nd and 5. Bills giving chase. Bradford nowhere to go with the football. Just throws it out of bounds.
They had a screenplay set up to Darren Sproles, well covered by the Buffalo Bills defense. Now with the 3rd and 5, see what they dial up here. And you get the sense that the Bills are well dialed in to what the Eagles want to do offensively.
Caleb Sturgis, his career long is 54 yards. They need some more yardage. Cooper stays on his feet. Nicely done inside the 40. Runs out of bounds right around the 35-yard line. Nifty play on the catch and run. 13 yards. It was Roby who missed the tackle.
Yeah, without Stephon Gilmore in the game, I think the Eagles have the matchups on the outside at wide receiver. And once you could see they're able to make that kind of play and make the first defender miss, there's plenty of yards to be had after the catch.
You see Sturgis get warm on the sideline. Right in his field goal range here. 1st and 10 from the 35.
They're going to take a look at something on the field. Right now they're going to look at that last play.
Now, perhaps to see if Cooper was down with a knee and whether there was contact from the defender on the play, which was Leotis McKelvin. So 17 seconds to play. Critical here to determine the spot. Keep a look at Cooper's left knee.
Right
there it is.
Knee is down. And remember, this is not a challenge because we're under 2 minutes, so the officials are going to look at it. If that's McKelvin, they may see a face mask on the play there too, but certainly the knee did hit the ground.
Quiet first half for Cooper till this point. You see McKelvin come across the face mask with the right hand.
Yeah, but the face mask, we should make clear that that's not reviewable, so they won't review it. The only thing reviewable there is, did that knee hit the ground?
This review instigated from the gentleman upstairs. Initiated, I should say, with 17 seconds left before halftime. Our referee, Ed Hockley, has seen enough and will make his announcement.
The receiver's knee was down at the 41-yard line. The ball is therefore placed at that spot. There were 21 seconds on the clock at that time. We'll therefore set the clock to 21 seconds.
All right, so they will mark it at the 41-yard line, so it turns out to be a 7-yard pickup. From here, it would be a 58-yard field goal for Sturgis. Again, his career long is 54, as Chip Kelly gets the explanation. His long on the season, was 53 in a game against Dallas in early November.
Require a 10-second runoff. However, Philadelphia has elected to call their third and final timeout. The clock will therefore stay at 21 seconds. Timeout, Philadelphia.
How about Chip? On top of the rules, we're able to prevent the 10-second runoff by using his final timeout.
Right. If they had no timeouts, the 10 seconds would have been run off down to 11. So Kelly takes his final timeout. That certainly affects things here in where Bradford can go with the football.
With no timeouts, you got to throw it near the sideline so you get a catch. You can get out of bounds.
An awfully lengthy delay here. The Eagles will snap it from the 41 of the Bills. No timeouts with a 4-point lead.
Not so sure they have enough time to throw the ball over the middle of the field, get back up to the line of scrimmage and spike the ball to stop the clock, and then set up for the kick.
The 41-yard line.
The chains crew is all messed up on the Buffalo side. Have to get those guys set. You hear the boos from the fans here. They don't appreciate the delay. And we're finally ready to resume play. 1st and 10. Bradford. Here come the Bills. Bradford hit on the release. Caught by Sproles. Gets out of bounds. A pickup of 3. And a play that took only a few seconds. 17 seconds remaining.
And that's what we were talking about. The out-breaking route where you can make the catch, still get out of bounds to stop the clock. That's what you're looking for here. So if you're the Bills, might as well jump those out-breaking routes.
First catch of the day for Sproles. Bradford. Incomplete. Intended for Cooper. And they have attacked McKelvin in this first half. It'll be 3rd and 7.
And that time McKelvin did jump the route. He forced Sam Bradford to throw that ball high and out of bounds because he ran right underneath it, anticipating that ball would be thrown toward the sideline, and he was able to undercut it on that play.
Bradford on 3rd and 7. Low pass is caught. And now the officials say clock still running.
He didn't get out of bounds. Very critical mistake.
And now the officials are going to stop the clock.
Wow.
What's the call here? Here comes Hochuli.
And Chip Kelly is coaching his office to get up to the line of scrimmage and stop the clock themselves.
The receiver went out of bounds on his own. We therefore stopped the clock, regardless of the direction that he's moving.
Well, the Bills had a similar situation at the end of the game against New England a couple of weeks ago, where Sammy Watkins made a catch, fell out of bounds after he was untouched. But you see that Cooper moving sideways out of bounds.
He was untouched. Right. Even though the knee hit the ground, he was still untouched. He was able to get out of bounds before he was touched down inbound. So I think it's the right call. He was able to stop the clock on his own by getting out of bounds.
And also the fact that he was moving forwards and towards the sideline comes into play. So 9 seconds left, 45-yard attempt from Sturgis to try to extend their lead to 7. Sturgis on target, plenty of distance, and he is perfect from 45 yards out. Critical call from the officials to stop the clock as the Eagles avert disaster and extend their lead back to 7. Rex getting the explanation from Hochuli.
Well, good credit to Chip Kelly and to the quarterback Sam Bradford in terms of how they were able to manage to set up Sturgis for this field goal. Excellent clock management, excellent use of their timeouts, and being able to set the team up to get more points on the board.
And one thing to keep in mind, the Eagles will have the football to begin the second half. The Eagles trying to build off that miraculous victory against the Patriots last Sunday. Chip Kelly's reaction. Have not quite finished just yet. We're at 5 seconds remaining. Well, both of these teams is close to a must-win spot as you can get here in Week 14. Rex and Buffalo game out of the final wild card spot in the AFC. A team that's won 3 of its last 5. But right now, with their hands full here in Philadelphia, down 7. Sturgis with a bouncing kick, and it is fielded by Felton, the fullback. Will slide ahead and give his quarterback one chance. We'll see if Tyrod takes a shot with 2 seconds left in this first half.
I think at his position on the field, maybe you just take a knee. 2 seconds to go. And remember, in the second half, no one does, I think, a better job of making second half adjustments than Chip Kelly. It'll be interesting to see how they come out and play the second half.
Taylor just takes a knee, and that'll get us to halftime here at Lincoln Financial Field. Chip Kelly, Rex Ryan, they're trying to will their teams to a postseason berth. 17-10 Eagles. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
We know that you have a spy in my inner circle.
Please, get me out!
It just got real complicated. We had to think of the greater good.
A new Madam Secretary, then.
I don't know why I'm telling you this, Alicia.
Eli.
I'm sorry.
A new Good Wife after Madam Secretary, CBS tonight.
Melissa Benoist is Supergirl. New episode CBS Monday.
Every day, we have choices to make, opportunities to take. Some small, some not so small. For the decisions that matter most, BB&T has been there for our clients for more than 140 years. And we're here for you today, sharing the knowledge and the support you need to take on your financial world with confidence. BB&T welcomes clients of Susquehanna Bank. Experience the BB&T difference and the power of knowledge.
Oh, what fun it is!
The time is now. The place is here. We want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Get your Nissans
for the season's best offers.
Right now, lease Rogue, just $199 per month. Or get a $179 per month lease on Altima. Shop your local Nissan store and choose Nissan.com.
The holidays are all about bringing people together. Are you ready to entertain? With X1, you get thousands of on-demand choices, plus a voice remote that finds everything faster.
Show me Christmas movies?
X1 won't just change the way you experience TV. It will change the way you experience the holidays. Tech the halls with X1 from Xfinity. Get all the entertainment you want when you want it. Upgrade to an X1 Triple Play and save when you bundle TV, internet, and voice. Call 1-800-XFINITY or visit Xfinity.com today.
CBS 3, your home for Super Bowl 50.
It was a crisp fall day, yet something was missing in Rodney Arrington's life. That something was NFL Now, the easiest way to get more football since the dawn of the pigskin. With fierce determination, Rodney started watching NFL Now. Locker room speeches, exclusive player access, all on his favorite devices. Suddenly, he wasn't just Rodney. He was the Oracle of Rod. Welcome to the family, Rodney.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report.
And welcome back to our New York studio on the Verizon Halftime Report. With Verizon, you have football in the palm of your hand. Watch live, local, and primetime games on your smartphone. With NFL Mobile, it's included only on Verizon. I'm James Brown, along with Tony, Coach Bart, and Boomer. Highlights we have.
Yeah, tough picture here for the Cincinnati Bengals. Watch Andy Dalton's right hand on this tackle after the interception. He hurts his thumb out the rest of the way. In comes A.J. McCarron. His first career NFL touchdown. A.J. Green, 6 yards out. The 3 Boswell field goals puts Pittsburgh up 16-7 at the half.
Seattle at Baltimore. After a Baltimore Ravens fumble, Russell Wilson's going to drop back, scan the field, and find his favorite target, Doug Baldwin, for the 14-yard score to extend the lead to 14-6 at half.
All right, 49ers at the Browns, and here's Johnny. Look at him. He's
Show
back.
me the money.
The game needs him. Cleveland needs him. He's playing pretty well, 13-20, 160 yards. Does have a pick, but he turns around right here. Isaiah Crowell plows in for the touchdown. 10-3 Cleveland over San Francisco at the half.
Okay, it's at the Bears. Kirk Cousins, 10 of 11, 126 yards, runs this one in for a score. Jay Cutler, 10 of 15, 161 yards, and a TD pass. Redskins lead the Bears as they start the third quarter, 14-7.
And the game you're watching with Sean McCoy, Chip Kelly. Yeah, we had a lot of words during the week. Not much talking before the game. All the talking right here, Sam Bradford, one of the best plays of the first half. He finds Nelson Aguilar from 53 yards out with his touchdown pass, and that has Philadelphia up 17-10.
Titans visiting the Jets. You might want to cover the best receiver on the team right here. Rich Patrick's going to find Brandon Marshall, who does the rest, takes it in 69 yards. Ryan Patrick, 14 for 26, 197 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Jets on fire.
All right, Colts at the Jaguars right here. Watch this snap. I don't know if it's bad. It's a bad catch. It's a bad snap. Whatever it is.
Which one do you think it is?
I think it was a bad catch. Robert Mathers, anyway, he scores 13-9 Indy over Jacksonville.
KC, San Diego, and Kansas City driving rainstorm. Alex Smith right here, 8 of 11, 138 yards. This touchdown to Albert Wilson, 44 yards. They take a 10-0 lead. Alex Smith had 312 attempts, finally throwing an interception in this game.
All right, guys.
This is a great game.
There's not much of a game going on here, guys, right here. Cam Newton.
Not much of a game.
Cam Newton is
Carolina fans think it's great.
It's 28-0 at halftime. Ted Ginn Jr. scores right there, his second one of the game, and then Cam is dancing, doing the dap. Not much of a game.
Tony sounded so hurt.
And New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees, second touchdown of the half, right here to Marcus Colston. That makes passes Dan Marino for 4th place for career touchdown passes. Kudos right there to Drew Brees.
Love how you got Tony off the fence.
Yeah, he's good. It's okay.
Verizon before it continues.
It's okay.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report. Watch live local games on NFL Mobile, only on Verizon.
Dear Jen, this seemed like just the thing for your first Boston Christmas. Love, your in-laws Debbie and Bill.
Jenny, stay strong and warm. Love, Dad.
Get 20% off now at NFLshop.com.
Get the Verizon Halftime Report, live online every Sunday, only from Verizon. Visit cbssports.com/Verizon.
Ready? Begin.
Jook, jock, jerk to those who aren't worthy. Jamming through my journey in a jet black jersey. King Kong of KO's kid, kiss the ring. Knuckle up now with the knuckle butt king. Let me live a long life leading with my laces out. Right now, losers look up cause it's lights out.
Why are you here?
I'm here because 4 people are dead.
We've got a lunatic out here.
Can't share this with the police.
These murders were not random. New Elementary. This Thursday or stream it live or on demand.
With Verizon, you have football in the palm of your hand. Watch live, local, and primetime games on your smartphone with NFL Mobile. It's included only on Verizon.
Week 15 in the league begins with Thursday Night Football featuring Tampa Bay at St. Louis. Then it's a special Saturday edition of Thursday Night Football with the Jets taking on the Cowboys. 2 big matchups only on NFL Network as we welcome you back to Studio 43 and the Verizon Halftime Report. Time now for our Thursday night preview. What the guys are expecting in the matchup between the Bucs and the Rams.
You know what? Certainly a disappointing year in St. Louis for Jeff Fisher, Nick Foles, and everybody else out there, but not for Lovie Smith and Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is a reason to watch this game. Why? Because he's an exciting young player who's really starting to fill the bill and live up to everything that we all had for him in terms of expectations.
Well, you talk about 2 teams that's going in opposite directions. Yep. St. Louis with a strong start, and Tampa Bay coming up with a strong finish. Jameis Winston, Todd Gurley, 2 of the most explosive young talents in his business. I think right now it's a great game to watch. Jameis Winston saved Lovie Smith's job.
New York Jets at the Dallas Cowboys Saturday night. Playoff implications for both teams, which is amazing for the Jets. If they can get their 3rd win in a row today, they can hold on to that wild card spot.
And it's funny even saying that, but the Dallas Cowboys with their record. But they're only 1 game out of first place. So right now you got to look at them and say they're fighting for their lives. They're fighting for their playoff lives going against a good Jet football team.
Coach is pulling me through. I'm loving it, Coach. The Verizon Halftime Report continues.
'Tis the season to be nice.
Let's do it.
Undercover Boss returns CBS next Sunday.
And then Santa's workers zapped it right to our house. And that's how they got it here.
So Santa has a transporter?
For the big stuff. And it's a teleporter.
Cool.
The magic of the season is here at the Lexus December to Remember sales event. Lease the all-wheel drive 2015 RX 350 for $399 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer.
Yes! Winners are showing up all over Pennsylvania. And with more than 500,000 winners of Match 6, Cash 5, and Treasure Hunt every single week, that's not a big surprise. Winners, winners everywhere. Play today.
Hey, how you doing?
We all know how it can be to go to the wrong place for car repair.
Lights on again. Can you believe this? Unbelievable.
So don't risk it. Come to AMCO. AA MCO. Check engine light on? We'll check it for free.
When does driving matter most? Finding your new favorite road? Or when just taking a drive turns into a drive for good? This holiday, take a test drive during the Mazda Drive for Good event, and we'll give back an hour of our time to local causes. Buy any new Mazda, and we'll donate to St. Jude or a charity you choose. Because driving matters most when you're driving for good.
Thank you for making CBS 3
Philly's most watched station.
It's a full collection of expert quarterback analysis every week on NFL Monday QB. Tomorrow at 6 on CBS Sports Network.
I'm watching that.
Ew. Every Christmas is memorable. But a gift from Kay Jewelers makes it unforgettable. Because it's more than a gift. It's a memory she'll wear forever. And right now, you can save up to 30% on diamond fashions, like the incredible Diamonds in Rhythm at Kay, the #1 memory maker in America.
Every kiss begins with Kay.
Taking a stroll down memory lane as we look ahead to Super Bowl 50 coming up.
It was the Eagles taking on the defending champion Patriots, Super Bowl 39. On a broken ankle, Terrell Owens, 9 receptions, 122 yards, but not enough as the Patriots and MVP Deion Branch able to edge past the Eagles for the 24-21 victory. And our countdown clock to Super Bowl 50 continues as we welcome you back. Lincoln Financial Field here in Philadelphia, 17-10, the Eagles in front of the Bills. You can follow your favorite team all season long. Visit itunes.com/NFL. As we welcome you back to the booth, NFL on CBS continues. Spiro Dedes alongside Solomon Wilcots. This day started with all the talk about LeSean McCoy making his return to Philadelphia. He's looked very good with some rushing yards also out of the backfield as a catcher. What about some adjustments in the second half?
I think the Buffalo Bills, their adjustments have to be made up front with the offensive line. They've got to do a better job, I think, of protecting the quarterback. Tyrod Taylor against the stunts and the games run by that Eagles defense. And then if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, continue to attack the replacement for cornerback Stephon Gilmore. They've been going after Leotis McKelvin, but I think they've got to continue to do so, and then also continue to go after Nickel Roby, the nickel corner. Now, LeSean McCoy's gotten off to, I think, a really good start today. Returning home here to Philadelphia, of course, he's making nice with the fans, hugging his former owner, Jeffrey Lurie, and then kissing the ground here at Lincoln Financial Field. But on the field, he's had a productive day. 63 yards rushing in the first half, 79 total yards from scrimmage, and then even mixing it up with his former teammates, Fletcher Cox. But you can see the numbers so far, but he can't be done yet, Spiro. They're going to need a whole lot more from LeSean McCoy if they're going to come out of here with a win.
Just could only wonder what the emotions have been like for McCoy. Not only a former Eagle, but Pennsylvania kid, grew up in Harrisburg, about an hour away from where we are here. Said he grew up both an Eagles fan and a Steelers fan. He and his buddies rooted for both teams growing up. Talked about his old high school football coach at Bishop McDevitt, Jeff Wechter, taking him to watch the Eagles at training camp in the summers as a kid. Still has a picture of he and Donovan McNabb at an Eagles practice when he was a high school star in Harrisburg. What a moment this is for McCoy as he comes back home. Look at the updated postseason picture in the NFC. This is where the Eagles sit, 5-7, three-way tie atop the NFC East with the Giants and the Redskins. Skins holding the tiebreaker at the moment, and the Bills, their likely path in, certainly with the wild card game back of that final slot as they continue to chase the Chiefs, Jets, and the Steelers. All of those teams playing as we speak. Sam Bradford and company from the 20 on 1st and 10 as we begin the second half. Bradford's going to take a shot. Incomplete. Trying to locate Aguilar, who had the 53-yard touchdown catch in the first half. And once again, they're able to hit Bradford.
Yeah, and we talked about getting pressure on the quarterback, something that they've done in the first half. They've been able to get hits on Sam Bradford. That was Corbin Bryant there, laying the boom on Sam Bradford.
Bryant making the 7th consecutive start for Kyle Williams. Matthews lost his footing, wasn't touched, or was able to lunge ahead for an extra yard or two. Kyle Williams lost for the season with that knee injury, a guy who's been the heart and soul of this Buffalo defense for so many years. And a defensive front that has failed to kind of live up to the billing and all the incredible production that they had last season.
They're allowing everyone a chance to get lined up.
Bradford, little pitch. This is Sproles getting into space. Sproles jukes his way past the 30, and that will be enough for a Philadelphia first down. Nifty running from Darren Sproles.
This play is called the crack toss. You crack with the tight end and receivers, and then you pull the guard and tackle. Hope to get some great blocking angles out in front of Darren Sproles. This guy can break a game wide open, whether he's running it, catching it, and certainly on special teams.
What a career he has built for himself, 11 years. As he picks up 7 on 1st and 10. That pass is caught. Bradford slinging it. Going right at Darby. That's Zach Ertz on the reception and pickup of 18.
You know, Darby's not a real big guy. He's 5'11", working against Ertz, who's 6'5", 250. And watch, Ertz almost stepped out of that tackle. He would have had a long run for a touchdown had he kept his footing.
1st and 10. Here is Sproles. tackled right around the back of the neck. There was Bakari Rambo and Corey Graham also there on the tackle, but not before a pickup of 7.
So what's the second half adjustment right now? We're seeing more Darren Sproles in the backfield running the football.
2nd and 3. Sproles taking on tacklers. Bills sideline telling us that Charles Clay, their tight end, will not return a back injury, and that is a major loss for the Bills offensively.
Sproles comes out, and now DeMarco Murray is back in the ball game. But this looked like that first possession where the Eagles were coming off fast.
3rd and 1. Keep it on the ground. DeMarco Murray, first down run. One thing that Sam Bradford told us, of all the offensive coaches he's played for, he's never been with a coach who makes the in-game adjustments that Chip Kelly does.
Well, he does a really good job, I think, of getting the matchups he wants that's more favorable for his offense to be productive.
8th play of the drive. 1st and 10. Jerry Hughes, free runner going right at Murray, untouched. Makes the play in the Philadelphia backfield.
Yeah, watch Hughes just comes off unblocked. He's able to knife in underneath and get to the legs of DeMarco Murray and make the tackle in the backfield.
Hughes double-digit sacks each of the last 2 years. Rewarded with that big 5-year contract extension in the offseason. Bradford on 2nd and 8. That's a couple of blocks and lunges ahead to the 30-yard line. Corbin Bryant among the tacklers. It'll be 3rd down coming up.
You take a look, it just looked like at the top. Look at the top of the screen. I thought he had someone open. That was Josh Huff throwing his hand up, and I thought Bradford could have made a throw down the field to allow Huff an opportunity to make the play.
Selleck in motion on the pitch play. This is Murray heading downhill on 3rd and 4. Murray with that extra effort, able to move the chains. 1st down, Philadelphia.
This is what we said at the beginning of the game. Allow Murray to run coming down here, using his power. That's how he was used last year in Dallas. More run plays like that, I believe DeMarco Murray can be productive in this offense.
All 3 Philadelphia running backs making a contribution. Here's Murray. After a quiet start, Murray's 7th rush of this game now approaches 30 yards on the ground, tackled by Bryant and Charles.
I talked to running back coaches around the National Football League this week, and they talked about how DeMarco Murray is not maybe a good fit for this offense, but they said that Murray is better than 80% of the running backs in the National Football League.
Draw play. This is Matthews. DeMarco Murray last season, the NFL's Offensive Player of the Year, better than 1,800 rushing yards to win the rushing crown. Franchise record for the Cowboys, but it has been a different story so far year 1 here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, you're talking about him not being a good fit. This is more of a horizontal running scheme, and I was told by one of those coaches that maybe even Adrian Peterson wouldn't be the best fit for the Eagles offense.
Such a unique system that Chip Kelly runs. On 3rd and 7, that Bradford pass right through the hands of Ertz and falls incomplete, so the drive stalls on a 3rd and 7 play. Can't make a better throw than that if you're Bradford.
Yeah, I think Bradford's playing really well. Recognition, identification, throwing the ball with accuracy, and Ertz just didn't haul it in. Now, from where we're standing, maybe that's an easy one to catch, but that ball kind of came out of nowhere from the line of scrimmage in between linemen because it was a low throw.
Here's Sturgis, hit from 45 in the first half. This one from 41. Lions through the uprights. And the Eagles will bump their lead to 10 on CBS.
I've been to Denver, Salt Lake City, Houston, Seattle, Los Angeles, New York City, Portland, Chicago, Milwaukee, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, Mexico City, Dallas, San Diego.
Southwest flies all over the country and international. So no matter where you want to go, we've got a low fare to get you there. Book now at southwest.com.
I've been everywhere.
This is iPhone 6s. Not much has changed, except it's ridiculously powerful, which makes everything faster. Maps, shopping stuff, businessy stuff.
This kind of stuff.
This kind of stuff. And student films don't look like student films.
This is student film? Get these kids on the phone.
Dude, that is a phone. So other than being the most powerful iPhone ever, not much has changed.
Hey, Siri, good night.
And power down.
Adventure. It's in our DNA. The season of adventure sales event is happening now. Land Rover, above and beyond.
My Bucks.
My Rams. We'll see you Thursday night.
Bucks Rams, Thursday at 8. Now only on NFL Network.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency. Low fares, nothing to hide. Kelley Blue Book. Find out what you should pay for your next new car at KBB.com. And by The Revenant. January 8th, only in theaters.
Aerial coverage of today's game being provided by MetLife. High above Lincoln Financial Field. Just under 70,000 here on a beautiful, mild December Sunday in Philadelphia. 20-10 Eagles with under 10 minutes left in the third quarter. Here's LeSean McCoy wrapped up and stopped behind the line of scrimmage. No, coming in, the Bills wanted to keep this hot streak Sammy Watkins has been on. Had the home run early, but not much after that.
Oh, yeah, they've done a real good job of providing help over the top. Here you can see he slipped, but they're not allowing him to get behind the defense until this one. He beats Byron Maxwell, was able to beat Reynolds, find his way into the end zone. He only needs maybe a couple of those kind of catches to turn a game around.
Only had 3 catches in the win last week, 2 of them for 50-plus yards. And so far today, Watkins 2 catches, 51 yards. Here is Taylor, flushed out, running, making something happen out of nothing on a 2nd and 11 play. Escorted out of bounds by Barwin. Taylor rushes for 6.
Now take a look on the back end, and you can see Tyrod Taylor had nowhere to go with the ball. It's only a 2-receiver route, but you can see over the top and underneath, Sammy Watkins at the bottom of the screen, and then you'll see him just take off, move to his right, and then he's able to get out of bounds.
Taylor from the gun. This is 3rd and 5. Over the middle, completes. That's McCoy. Stumbles ahead to the 35, maybe the 36. They pick up 9 and a first down.
Against E.J. Biggers. You see the speed, quickness, and ability of McCoy. Watch him come underneath, and that's how you win. You get across the face of the defensive back, creates an easier throw for Tyrod Taylor, even though Tyrod takes a shot on this play. You can see just bearing right down on him is 75, Vinny Curry.
Taylor's been so gritty as he continues what has been such an efficient season for him. The MCL had a shoulder injury a couple of weeks ago. Here he is on 1st and 10. Has time. Completes. That's Woods. Inside Eagles territory. Still gone. Football comes loose. It goes out of bounds. Cannot advance the football in a fumble, so we'll see where they will spot it. Catch and run. Taylor to Woods. 37 yards and another first down.
Robert Woods really evolving as a receiver in this league. This is an excellent route to uncover from Byron Maxwell. But you can see Walter Thurman punched that ball out. Thurman, you know, that's Tyrod Taylor getting stepped on, knocked around, taking some licks.
Woods, the former 2nd-round pick. There was talk earlier in the season that he was being underutilized, but after Harvin's departure, Woods has seen his number called more frequently since. 1st and 10. Taylor completes to Woods again. 65 catches a year ago, his 2nd season in the NFL. And he has had some big moments for this Bills offense.
Well, you can see he's having fun playing football. He's involved in the offense. And if you're going to commit double coverage, play over the top and underneath Sammy Watkins, as we showed you earlier, then he's got to be able to uncover. He's got to be able to make plays because he's drawing single coverage, and he's expected to win.
Favorable play situation here for their offensive coordinator, Greg Roman. Second and short. Draw play, McCoy inside the 20. First down run, but now marker is thrown.
Illegal motion. Offense number 11 is moving forward at the time of the snap. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Now Marcus Thigpen has had a tough day. Fumbled punt earlier, and that time called for a penalty that negates a first down run by McCoy.
Yeah, he was in motion, and he turned inside to see if the ball was going to be snapped because the play was to his back, but he started to drift toward the line of scrimmage. That makes it an illegal motion. You can't be moving forward when the ball is snapped.
Sixth play of the drive. 2nd and 7 from the 26. Taylor throws it towards the end zone. It's caught. It's Hogan. And now the officials say he was out of bounds.
I told you. You got to be careful. Chris Hogan is sneaky good. He makes this catch, but see, he drifts and fades out of bounds. And you can see both feet come down out of bounds. But his ability to get separation just as that ball was coming in, that's where he's really good. He just ran out of real estate.
Hogan, the third-year man, entered the day with 30 catches on the season. It'll be 3rd and 7. The Bills 4 for 9 on 3rd down today. That catch by Watkins. Needed the 19 for the first. Watkins is short. Stopped by Malcolm Jenkins after a pickup of 4 as Dan Carpenter will come on for the field goal.
Malcolm Jenkins is a smart football player. He's able to help out others, able to get guys lined up, great communicator, and a really good athlete in his own right. I think he's playing at a Pro Bowl level, in fact, playing at an all-pro level. His ability to make that play, come over and help out, get the tackle on Watkins, prevent the first down, that was huge.
Jenkins had those critical comments about his head coach, Chip Kelly, perhaps not holding his players accountable before the New England game, but boy, he went out and backed up some of the tough talk. He had that huge pick 6 and was named the NFC's Defensive Player of the Week. Dan Carpenter on for the 40-yard field goal as Buffalo salvages 3.
Kelley Blue Book Price Advisor, a powerful tool that shows you what you should pay. It gives you a fair purchase price that's based on what others recently paid for the same new car and Kelley Blue Book's trusted pricing expertise. KBB.com.
Straight Talk's unlimited plan saves me money. In fact, I saved enough to help with this trip to Hawaii. But to prove that I also get one of America's largest and most dependable networks, I'll call my brother. He's in Alaska.
Hey, Tom. How's it going?
Today I got up around 11:30, and then I went snorkeling, and it is amazing. The water is so...
Best phones, best networks, half the cost. Get a Samsung Galaxy S5 or bring your own phone. Unlimited talk, text, and data is just $45 a month. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
This is how we do it.
Introducing the Dish 2-year TV price lock. Get 190 channels for just $49.99 every month for 2 years. And those hidden monthly fees others charge? With Dish's 2-year price lock, there are none. It's just $49.99. Watch TV, not your bill. Lock it today and get Netflix or Red Zone from NFL Network included for 1 year. Call 1-800-DISH-LOCK.
'Tis the season. Come on, G. There are some who are jolly.
Best Christmas ever.
And some who are not. It's holidays.
Don't be an old humbug.
But if you're naughty, you're gonna get caught.
I bet you did not see that coming, did you?
A Merry NCIS LA, CBS this Monday, or stream it live or on demand.
Never miss a moment of football action with the CBS Sports app. Every play and score, every game, and every highlight right as they happen. Download the CBS Sports app now at cbssports.com/mobile. What a football weekend here in Philly. Army Navy here yesterday. Today, LaShawn McCoy making his triumphant return home to Philadelphia. And this one's shaping up for an interesting finish. 7-point Eagles lead on CBS.
When you're born in a place that took millions of years to form, you're inspired to cold age your beer, which, thankfully, takes less than 1,000,000 years. Coors Light, born in the Rockies.
The Satellite Wave World Time GPS with the world's fastest reception time. Powered by light, any light. Citizen Satellite Wave technology, the most accurate timekeeping system on Earth.
Little man, when you stand by my side, then I know I don't have to hide from anyone.
Hey, honey.
You did it again.
What?
Yeah, where's the fence?
The fence is missing? What?
Where is it?
Baby, I had to. The fence worked great last week. We got on the Jumbotron. Let's go.
Just bring it back.
We're good. Let's go.
How much do we love football?
Go Cardinals.
You have no idea. Hyundai is now an official sponsor of the NFL.
America has fallen in love with The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Weeknights, only CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Hyundai, an official sponsor of the NFL, and by Clean Crisp Coors Light.
Oh, the great American city of Philadelphia. Temperatures that have been hard to believe. What weather here on the East Coast. Right around 70 degrees at kickoff. Although the skies have turned gray here high above Lincoln Financial Field. 20-13 Eagles with just over 5 minutes left in this third quarter. This is Ryan Matthews. And he has had some moments. Had to think that there would be some rust for Matthews after missing the last 3 weeks, but he has started to pick up some steam.
Yeah, he came in with that 5.7 yards per carry average, best in the NFL. And, you know, to many people here in Philadelphia, he's their best running back.
Certainly from an efficiency standpoint, that time Rambo gets him behind the line of scrimmage. Matthews, the former 12th overall pick of the Chargers. 1,000 yards in 2 of his 5 seasons in San Diego. But nicely done that time by Hughes and Rambo.
Hughes was the disrupting force, able to get underneath Jason Peters to disrupt that play.
And now Kenyon Barner, who had some extensive snaps in the victory against the Patriots last week, will flank Bradford on 3rd and 8. Cooper in motion. Bradford incomplete. Excellent recovery by McKelvin. Fans wanted a penalty, but McKelvin played it perfectly.
We talked about undercutting some of these outbreaking routes. He could not have played it any better. In fact, I thought he was going to be able to intercept it. He allowed Aguilar to come open, though, but he was able to knife in underneath Riley Cooper. It's just good timing, good read, and pattern recognition.
McKelvin, a fractured ankle that derailed what was a stellar season last year, week 11 of last season. Here's Thigpen, dances up the sideline, and some contact at the end of the play, and this one could be an unsportsmanlike penalty. Players have to be separated on the Eagles side of the field. 51-yard punt, 13 on the return, but they may be tacking on some extra yardage here for the Bills.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Philadelphia. Late hit out of bounds. 15 yards, first down.
All right, Hockey League not giving us a number, but 15-yard penalty against Philly nonetheless.
How do you gift wrap the holidays? Do you stick to a Christmas list or wander the aisles? Gift for the season or for the year? Shop only for them or snag a little something for you? Gift a card, overstuff a stocking, or trim a tree? However you build cheer, the best savings on gifts are here. Let's do this. Save big on this Husky Mechanics tool set or work center. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
When a moment turns romantic, why pause to take a pill? Or stop to find a bathroom? Cialis for daily use is approved to treat both erectile dysfunction and the urinary symptoms of BPH, like needing to go frequently, day or night. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and medicines and ask if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Cialis if you take nitrates for chest pain, as it may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Do not drink alcohol in excess. Side effects may include headache, upset stomach, delayed backache, or muscle ache. To avoid long-term injury, get medical help right away for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. If you have any sudden decrease or loss in hearing or vision, or any symptoms of an allergic reaction, stop taking Cialis and get medical help right away. Ask your doctor about Cialis and a $200 savings card.
Give the gift of the better network. Save up to 50% on our hottest Android smartphones, like the Motorola Droid Turbo 2. Get the best deals and the better network. Visit Verizon online or in-store today.
Last week on Big Bang, there was a great disturbance in the Force. This Thursday.
Oh, great, this again.
Sheldon's Force Awakens.
He's ready to be physical.
You shut your mouth!
It's the Big Bang you've been waiting for on the last new episode of the year.
Hello.
Hi.
CBS this Thursday or stream it live or on demand.
Two huge showdowns coming up later this week, only on NFL Network. First, the Bucs chase for a wild card spot heats up when they take on the Rams, and then a special Saturday edition of Thursday Night Football. It'll be the Jets and the Cowboys. Two monstrous games coming up later this week, only on NFL Network. It was Riley Cooper, the man who was penalized for the late hit at the end of that punt return. So this is the best starting field position of the day for the Bills. First and 10 from the 44. Here's McCoy. Inches close to the 40. Tackled by D'Amico Ryans. Oh, we've been talking about Tyrod Taylor. Successful first season. A 6th round pick back in the 2011 draft. It's always fun to revisit these things, but unbelievable how far he fell. What player, what future he's got in front of him.
Yeah, only Andy Dalton and Cam Newton on that board, at least, has outplayed Tyrod Taylor this season. So he's come a long way.
Waited 4 long years, as we told you earlier. Joe Flacco's backup in Baltimore. Picked up a Super Bowl ring during his time with the Ravens. That was Watkins. 4th reception. Forced out of bounds by the rookie corner, Eric Rowe. Speaking of Dalton, he was lost in that Cincinnati game with a hand injury earlier as they play the Steelers, a game that has direct implications on the Bills.
Oh, certainly needed for the Cincinnati Bengals to continue their run. They came into today's game as the #1 seed in the AFC.
Steelers right now winning that game 23-10. That is not the news that the Bills were hoping for. Steelers, one of the teams in front of them for the wild card spots.
Number 42.
Whistle to play dead.
5-yard penalty. It's first down.
Penalty on Jerome Felton, their fullback.
No way Felton should jump. He could see the ball right in front of him. All he has to do is watch the ball, anticipate the ball being snapped. Couldn't hold his stance.
And if you're a Bills fan, it has been so frustrating to see the countless penalties that have hurt this team early since day one. First and 15, Taylor from the gun, draw play, McCoy going backwards. Brandon Graham with a hard smack.
Might help if you block Brandon Graham. No one blocked him. He was just sitting out there on the outside. They were hoping that on that read option scheme that he would commit to the quarterback, Tyrod Taylor. So they left him unblocked. He read it well and then reacted. and was able to execute on the play.
Graham, the former first-round pick, overcoming some of the early disappointments in his career. A couple of sacks last week against Tom Brady and the Patriots. 2nd and 15. McCoy inside the 35. Minimal pickup of only 2. McCoy now 16 rushes, 68 yards. A critical 3rd and long coming up. Where do they go here?
Well, I think that you've got to push the ball down the field. And I think you've got to somehow be able to create one-on-one opportunities for Sammy Watkins. If you look out there, you see he's matched up one-on-one, and you got to give him a shot to get the ball down the field.
Byron Maxwell lined up, top of your picture with Watkins. Third and 13. Taylor under pressure. Evades the sack. He's going to run it. Taylor needs the 20, and he's got it. Brilliant rush by Taylor. 14 yards. First down, Buffalo.
Wow, is all you can say. And look down the field. Who's chasing him? Big number 91, Fletcher Cox. But he can't keep him from getting to that first down marker. You can see once they're able to seal the edge right there, that's how Tyrod Taylor was able to find a running lane.
Excellent block by Jordan Mills, and also a good block by LaShawn McCoy to spring Taylor. Longest run of the day for Taylor. Here's Gillislee. He is inside the end zone for the touchdown. 19 yards. And here comes Buffalo.
It is the runner who gets vertical, even though the play starts out horizontally. Sooner or later, you got to stick that foot in the ground and get going downhill. And Gillislee, watch him here. He's able to come, and then watch him at some point. He senses and sees the lane, but then he sticks that foot in the ground right there. And Kiko Alonso overruns it. He's able to cut it back to find a running lane into the end zone.
First career touchdown from Mike Gillislee, the former 5th-round pick out of Florida. Signed off their practice squad just a couple of weeks ago. And what a moment for Mike Gillislee as he is thrust into a more prominent role with Carlos Williams still on the shelf.
The Eagles came in with the last-ranked red zone defense. They overrun it. They're able to kick out D'Amico Ryans. I thought Kiko Alonso, he lost leverage on the play. And that's where the cutback occurred, right underneath him. Right there, number 50. We talk about keeping leverage on the runner. Because he overran it, there was no one behind him to keep Gillislee out of the end zone.
Gillislee entered the league in 2013. All that time with Miami, most of the run on their practice squad. And boy, how quickly he has impacted his new team as the Bills have scored 10 straight.
See, there is Kiko Alonso here, but then the run's going to come here and cut back underneath. Now watch how he'll overrun the play. Once it gets behind him, there's no support backside.
Well, it's certainly been a struggle for Kiko Alonso, that brilliant rookie season with the Buffalo Bills. NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Year, then the ACL tear. Took him a while to rehab from that. Tweaked a knee early this season. And entering today, only 21 tackles in 7 games. Certainly a work in progress, trying to come back from that devastating knee injury. Huff is going to play it. It's perhaps not a wise decision. Flag comes in towards the end of the play, and then perhaps a taunt at the end. And if it is, just a terrible mistake by the Bills, just as they're able to start to seize the momentum. That touchdown a moment ago was the first rushing touchdown, by the way, that the Eagles have allowed at home this season. Chiefs the only other team not to allow one at home entering this game, as we get another lengthy conference here between our officials. Tom, it's one thing the league has to look at. These lengthy conversations between the officials. I know they want to get it right, but it really hurts the flow of these games.
After the kick and during the return, there were fouls by both teams. Illegal block in the back by the receiving team, number 30. There was also taunting, unsportsmanlike conduct by the kicking team, number 36. Those penalties will offset where the runner was tackled. First down.
It's Jonathan Meeks, the man who was hit for the taunt at the end of that play. Tomorrow on The Late Show, it's Stephen Colbert. Stephen welcomes Jennifer Lawrence. Plus later this week, Robert De Niro and Homeland's Mandy Patinkin. Only CBS. So you wanted drama, intensity, you've come to the right place. Two teams desperately trying to keep their postseason hopes alive here in Week 14. Chip Kelly had built a 10-point lead with the Eagles, but Rex's Bills right back to tie it at 20. Bradford play action has time, and that pass incomplete. Flag comes in at the end of the play. Roby on the coverage. Intended receiver was Ertz.
Roby's holding up his hand like, oh, okay, yeah, it was me.
Pass interference defense, number 37. The ball is placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
Roby gets tripped up. He jumps out in front of Zach Ertz and created the collision.
Here's Sproles on 1st and 10. Sproles able to find his way through the tightest of spaces. Approaches the 30. Sproles 7 carries, 40 yards, has been Philadelphia's leading rusher.
No one argues as to whether or not Darren Sproles is a good fit in Chip Kelly's offense. That's for sure.
2nd and 6. Play action again from Bradford. Quick strike. That's Huff. Huff breaking a tackle against McKelvin. Finally forced out of bounds. The football comes free at the end of the play, and the officials say it will be Eagles football. And so Huff was out of bounds on the sideline. You see the argument from Rex Ryan.
Rex is talking to his guys upstairs to say, hey, did he stay out in bounds, and is it a fumble? He wants to challenge it, but he wants to get a better look at it from the guys upstairs.
First quarter.
From that vantage point, certainly looked like Huff's left foot was out of bounds before the football came loose. End of the 3rd on CBS.
Survivor Finale Wednesday. 4 amazing tribal councils, 3 incredible hours, 1 survivor. Don't miss the Survivor season finale, CBS Wednesday.
Don't miss a new episode of TV's #1 drama, NCIS, Tuesday.
Just in time for the holidays, your Quality Plus Ford store is giving you more. During the Ford Holiday Sales Event, get a 2016 Ford Escape with 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 holiday bonus cash. Or lease for just $179 a month. It's the best gift ever. For a limited time, Ford, America's best-selling brand, gives you 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 cash on a 2016 Escape, or lease for just $179 a month. During the Ford Holiday Sales Event at your Quality Plus Ford store.
Give your gathering something to gather around. Try catering at Chick-fil-A.
The holidays are here, and so is Toyotathon.
Wrap up a great year-end deal on a reliable Toyota, like 0% APR financing on many of our most popular models. And every new Toyota comes with a 2 years or 25,000 miles no-cost maintenance plan. Right now, lease a new 2015 RAV4 for $199 a month. Or get 0% APR financing for 60 months, or get $750 cash back.
Make the holidays happier at Toyotathon.
Toyota, let's go places.
Watch Eyewitness News with Yuki Washington and Jessica Dean, weeknights at 11.
Start of the 4th quarter, back with you from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Tight play at the end of that 3rd quarter. Josh Huff to catch. Football came loose, but the officials determined that he was out of bounds before he did. And so the Eagles maintained possession and have it 1st and 10 from their own 48. DeMarco Murray on his 8th attempt of the day. Murray now approaches 30 yards as he desperately tries to get something going. What's been an awfully frustrating season for him.
But now as we move in the fourth quarter, game tied at 20, they're going to continue to stick with the running game. They're rolling at least 4 different running backs through this offense.
Bradford on 2nd and 6, slinging it, and completes to Ertz. Inside the Buffalo 40, first down and 10, Philadelphia, after a pickup of a dozen.
I think they found something in this Bills defense where they can attack. I think they can get the matchup with their tight ends on the safeties against the Buffalo Bills. But you can see the balance for both offenses today, running and throwing the ball.
Bradford bobbles the high snap. What a play just to corral that, as the Eagles avoid what would have been a disastrous play.
Jason Kelce, look, it's just a little bit high and outside, but Bradford's a good athlete, former AAU basketball player, scratch golfer. He can handle it, right?
How about that? Well-rounded quarterback. Early stages in the fourth quarter. Also, of course, former Heisman Trophy winner. He revealed this week that his Heisman Trophy was a dining room centerpiece in his parents' house in Oklahoma City for a couple of years. Deep pass intended for Matthews in the end zone. Falls incomplete. Bradford, as a former Heisman winner, still has a vote. Voted for Baker Mayfield, the Oklahoma quarterback. But, of course, it was Derrick Henry, the Alabama running back, taking home the hardware last night.
I guess he couldn't go back to Norman, Oklahoma, and maybe not vote for one of his fellow Sooners.
You saw Aguilar, who had the early touchdown, limp off the field. Critical 3rd and 10 here. As Rex Ryan's defense trying to get off the field. All kinds of movement pre-snap. Were the Bills drawn offside?
Rex can lose it if this goes against his team.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense came into the end zone, causing the false start, number 55. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
And we've seen a couple of times this happen. Those hard snap counts by Bradford. 3rd such penalty against this Buffalo defense today.
It's just a penalty of an undisciplined nature. All you have to do on defense is watch the ball.
3rd and 5. Bradford throws near side. It's caught. Matthews for the first down.
We talked about where to go with the ball. Nickell Robey, we thought they would attack him as well as Leotis McKelvin here in the second half. McKelvin replacing Stephon Gilmore, who had been playing at a very high level until he was injured 1 week ago.
1st and 10. Bradford under pressure, throws, and it is intercepted perhaps, and it is picked off. What a play by Leotis McKelvin on the near side to get the ball back to his offense.
Wow. He comes over what we call the upfield shoulder. Played perfectly against Brent Selleck. Watch him just rob Selleck of the football. Selleck had it 1 minute, and then it's gone. And McKelvin not only makes the catch, gets both feet in bounds. Now the ball hit the ground there, and we come back. We'll have to see if he held on to it to be an interception.
Before I had the shooting, burning pins and needles of diabetic nerve pain, these feet served my country, carried the weight of a family, and walked a daughter down the aisle. But I couldn't bear my diabetic nerve pain any longer, so I talked to my doctor. And he prescribed Lyrica.
Nerve damage from diabetes causes diabetic nerve pain. Lyrica is FDA approved to treat this pain. Lyrica may cause serious allergic reactions or suicidal thoughts or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these, new or worsening depression, or unusual changes in mood or behavior, or swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or blurry vision. Common side effects are dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, and swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who have had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
Now I have less diabetic nerve pain, and my biggest reason to walk calls me Grandpa.
Ask your doctor about Lyrica.
A wish this day would never end.
The gift that keeps on throwing. Now at the Oh What Fun It Is to Drive event. Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the TLX.
My Bucks.
My Rams.
That's as good as it gets.
We'll see you Thursday night.
Bucks Rams, Thursday at 8. Thursday Night Football, now only on NFL Network.
You are watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50.
The ruling in the field stands as called. There is no clear and incontrovertible evidence that the ball was not in the player's control. First down, Buffalo.
All right, Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie unhappy. Let's bring in Mike Carey from New York. Mike, what did you see here?
I see that the defender goes up, gets the ball, and right when he gets control over it, it's not clear and obvious that he loses control before he hits the ground, nor after the ball hit the ground. Stands as a correct call.
All right, Mike Carey, thank you from New York. 12th career interception by Leotis McKelvin, awfully close. What a big moment that is. Watkins unable to corral that pass from Taylor. Second drop by Watkins in this game.
Look at Rex Ryan. He said the ruling, and you can see Jeffrey Lurie's not so happy with it. And that's why we have to clear up what is a catch, what isn't a catch. I think it's very subjective. I think according to the rules, I think Mike Carrier is right. I think the officials was right, but still, those areas are very gray.
Second and 10, drop play. McCoy in the day late. Breaking free, crosses the 15, out past the 20. And the former Eagle runs out of bounds. Tackled by Jenkins, but this one could be coming back. It was an 18-yard run from McCoy.
Holding. Offense number 70. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat second down.
That's the center, Eric Wood. What a huge penalty that is against the Bills.
Yeah, these Eagles fans here at Lincoln Financial Field, they've seen this kind of run from LaShawn McCoy before. And they know he can break the big one. Look at him once he gets moving, but there's the hold by Wood there on the left side of the screen. No need to do it.
Taylor on second and 10. Escapes. In some trouble. And Taylor had his forward momentum stopped at the 5. This Eagles defense. Great coverage down the field. Ed Reynolds eventually on the tackle.
There you can see bottom of the screen, Byron Maxwell against Robert Woods. And at the top, I can't say enough about what the rookie Rowe is doing against Sammy Watkins. I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing from Eric Rowe, the second-round pick out of Utah.
Rowe making his second straight start. We saw him get lit up by Calvin Johnson on Thanksgiving Day. Boy, how he has bounced back. 3rd and 9. Taylor from the end zone. Little screen pass to McCoy. McCoy trying to find some open real estate. Brought down just as he crossed the 15, and he does have enough for a Bills first down. What a play by McCoy, a pickup of 10.
It's just a nice little screen play to LaShawn McCoy to get him out in space. But watch how he gets going vertical. He attacks right now. That's just a really good play, and I can't tell you, a really good tackle by Malcolm Jenkins.
7th consecutive game with 100+ scrimmage yards. As McCoy continues what has been some kind of hot streak since week 6. On 1st and 10, here's Gillislee, the long touchdown run earlier in the quarter. But that time, Benny Logan, who missed a couple of days of practice this week with a knee injury, there for Philadelphia.
Benny Logan, Fletcher Cox, Cedric Thornton, and even Vinnie Curry on this three-man defensive line. They run a 3-4 defense for their defensive coordinator, Billy Davis. They run a lot of single-high, man-to-man or zone coverage behind it, but this 3-4 front, at times, they can be as good as any.
Where does Taylor go here on 2nd and 10 from the 16? Play action from Taylor under duress. Taylor's going to run it. Crosses the 20 and forced out of bounds by the linebacker Michael Kendricks. And this is what makes Taylor so deadly. Nowhere to throw. Runs for some open daylight.
Michael Kendricks coming off the top. Working against the left tackle, Cordy Glenn. That's what flushes Tyrod Taylor out of the pocket. But his mobility, at times, it's been a thorn in the side of this Eagles defense. This offensive line, if they can just keep their hands to themselves, not get those critical holding penalties, this offense, they started out with such poor field position, but now they're on the move. Let's see if they can convert on 3rd and 3.
McCoy in the slot towards the top of your picture. 3rd and 3. Taylor, multiple flags. He's going to throw it too high for Hogan and incomplete. That's Jordan Mills, who has to be restrained by the officials.
They can't block 75 Vinnie Curry. Not without holding him anyway.
Holding offense number 76. The penalty is declined. Brings up 4th down.
3rd penalty today on the rookie guard, John Miller.
Oh, they're just having fits trying to block these defensive linemen. There you see right there. That's Vinnie Curry. He had him beat on the play. But we've seen this all day from this Bills offensive line. Struggling to protect Tyrod Taylor.
And Curry getting a bump in his playing time has been one of the adjustments that Bill Davis has made since that disastrous 2-game stretch a couple of weeks ago where they allowed 45 points in consecutive games. Here is Sproles off the sideline. Sproles inside Buffalo territory. The electrifying punt return forced out of bounds by Schmidt. 28 yards on the return by Sproles on CBS.
It's been an amazing year for Honda, with the all-new HR-V crossover, all-new Pilot, and the all-new Civic. There's a lot to celebrate, so hurry in to Happy Honda Days and take home KBB.com's best overall brand.
Pete knows a phone's only as good as its plan, so his family's getting the perfect Verizon plan from Best Buy. Tag that hashtag winning, Pete, because you hashtag won. Win the holidays at Best Buy.
We're testing Hanes underwear and socks with X-Temp technology.
Hey, Dad. Ready?
No, wait. Slow down a little. Ow! It's designed to help keep you cool. Hanes revolutionary X-Temp technology. When you're cool, you're comfortable.
Hey, Rogers! Discount double check!
Every time you see me, you say that. Don't you say anything else?
Let me think. Discount double check. Discount double check. Discount double check.
Discount double check.
And now.
Fair enough.
It pays to double check. Save big with State Farm.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Honda. Hurry in for great deals during Happy Honda Days. FedEx. How the holidays arrive. And by State Farm. Find your agent at statefarm.com.
Just under 70,000, Lincoln Financial Field. All tied at 20. 28 yards on the punt return by Sproles. LaShawn McCoy, 7th consecutive game where he has gone over 100 yards from scrimmage. All the talk this week about his homecoming. Now it's just about these two teams trying to keep their dimming playoff hopes alive here in Week 14. First and 10. Bradford hit right on the release. Corbin Bryant coming with the heat.
Boy, he was rocked. Wow. Looks like Corbin Bryant is able to come through and get a hit on Sam Bradford. Got to pick himself back up, make a play. He's been hit all day and under pressure.
And that time taking one right in the ear hole. Second and 10. Quick strike from Bradford. That's Jordan Matthews, who was a question mark today. Woke up yesterday with some tightness in his back. It was a game time decision, but deemed himself fit. Picks up 5, and that'll set up a 3rd and 5 coming up. Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining as we move just past the 9-minute mark of this 4th quarter. Bradford, quick slant, it's incomplete. Right through the hands of Matthews. Coverage on the play from Ronald Darby.
So after Leotis McKelvin makes a play and get the interception, they decide to pick on the rookie. But he's been good at playing up to the challenge all season long. This rookie cornerback has not taken a step back. 2nd round pick out of Florida State. Boy, has he lived up to it and then some.
He's the Bills' youngest player. Selected in the NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Month back in September. What a season he has had. Fair catch signaled by Thigpen. Tyrod Taylor will have it inside the 10 when we come back.
Give the gift of the better network. Save up to 50% on our hottest Android smartphones, like the Motorola Droid Turbo 2. Get the best deals and the better network. Visit Verizon online or in-store today.
No way. Savor breakfast anytime you like. Eggs, sizzling sausage, hot cakes, real butter. McDonald's all-day breakfast menu.
Here's one of our best elves hard at work.
What's right there?
Nothing.
A touchdown. Come on.
Santa, the Davidsons are here to see our workshop.
Oh, well, hello. This is my sleigh. It's how I deliver all the presents by myself.
Santa, you got anything else going to Albany?
By myself.
Ship with FedEx Ground at FedEx Office. It's how the holidays arrive.
You're going to war with a corporation that owns a day of the week. The same day the church used to own. Now it's theirs.
This is bigger than they are.
They've known about the concussion issue for years. They're accusing you of fraud. They have to keep going.
Drop it, or they'll be doing your autopsy, Mr. Amalu.
Dr. Omalu.
Tell them what's really happening.
Who are you? Tell the truth.
Concussion. Rated PG-13. CBS this Monday.
That was a pressure crack from concrete.
If anyone gives a damn.
Damn. D-A-M.
These geniuses do.
Word's gone around how professional we are.
It's a very wet
She'll be cut to pieces.
Christmas.
I don't want to lose her.
Scorpion winter finale. CBS this Monday or stream it live or on demand.
Coming up, the Subway postgame show will send you to New York. JB and the guys standing by. They'll get you updated on all the big scores here in Week 14, all coming up on the Subway postgame show. Tyrod Taylor and the Bills offense taking over inside the 10. On 1st down, this is LaShawn McCoy. Crosses the 10 ahead to the 12, maybe the 13. Tackled by Cedric Thornton. Now, we've seen the Eagles defense take away Sammy Watkins since that long touchdown. Robert Woods has become kind of the catalyst as the Bills make their offensive adjustments.
Robert Woods over 100 yards receiving in the game. We said that's what would have to happen if they're going to double cover Sammy Watkins and prevent him from catching the ball. But now they need to put together a drive, mixing in the run and pass. But sooner or later, remember what they told us. They're going to continue to give Watkins opportunities to make plays.
Play action from Taylor on 2nd and 6. Good pass protection. This is Felton, his first touch. Takes on a hard hit from Ryans as a penalty marker is thrown again. And it comes in the backfield.
Personal foul, face mask, offense number 64. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat 2nd down.
And that is Richie Incognito. Hard to win a game with all these penalties if you're the Bills.
Oh, yeah, you just got to keep your hands inside and away from the face of the oncoming pass. Now, that's Richie Incognito. We're going to see it right there. See that? You can see that hand.
Just a very undisciplined team. You see the penalties so far. They're 12th of the afternoon, totaling 76 yards. 2nd and 13. Taylor from the end zone. As time fires over the middle. Hogan on the catch, but it looked like it had been jarred loose just for a moment. But Hogan, the New Jersey native, comes down with the football, and that is a first down catch for the Bills. What a play by Hogan.
Can't say enough about Robert Woods and Chris Hogan making plays. They get single coverage. They're winning against the other members of this secondary for the Philadelphia Eagles. And if you're Billy Davis right now, in order to stop this offense for Buffalo, it starts with getting pressure, getting penetration, and corralling and containing the quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, in the pocket.
Hogan broke into the NFL with San Francisco in 2011, undrafted out of Monmouth University. Here's McCoy going backwards, and he is buried by Cox.
What did we say in the first quarter? He's the best inside interior defensive lineman not named J.J. Watt. Watch him just shoot the gap here. I mean, he just beats Richie Incognito right now. This guy has punched, I think, a one-way ticket to Hawaii to play in the Pro Bowl, and he's going to be an all-pro player this year. Making plays like that. He's done it all season long. He's been phenomenal.
And the guy he beat, Richie Incognito, has been one of the best guards in the NFL since making his return from that lengthy suspension. Play clock down to 2, 2nd and 20. Taylor fires on the sideline. He finds Watkins. Officials will spot the football right at the 26, about 4 yards away from the first down.
And now you got to ask, do they go for it here? Well, they continue to make plays. Of course, they'll go for the first down, but will they go for it running the football or throwing it? Tyrod Taylor loves 3rd and 5 or less. He will keep it himself, Spiro, and run for it.
Sammy Watkins, 16 yards on the reception. And now the red challenge flag has been thrown out. Was Watkins inbounds? That second foot, was it in before he went out of bounds? As Hockley and his crew will take a look upstairs. Another look at the catch. All tied at 20 on CBS.
It's the perfect time to get the gift you've waited for all year. The CR-V with rear-view camera standard. Hurry in to the Happy Honda Days sales event, and you could get a great deal on the best-selling SUV in its class. Now at your Honda dealer.
This Friday,
Ella's sister reunion.
get ready
I don't get this dress. What about this one? That's a Play-Doh Fun Factory.
for the holiday comedy.
You have to get back out there.
Hey.
I just wanted to say hi, so that's done.
That's hilarious, heartfelt, and downright dysfunctional.
Ma'am, are you okay? Yeah. Good, because I'm going to kill you. When you're flirting, keep it sexy. Feels like our Christmas.
Sisters, rated R.
The wonder of a credit card may help you out right now. Your family wants a nice Christmas, but you are no cash cow. Spend that amount and find yourself with a little credit burst. $35 in credit reimbursed. Just open one first for a credit card right in your little purse.
No, this is a satchel. It's like fashion forward type thing.
It's a purse.
Open a Walmart credit card account today and save $35 when you spend $75. Our best offer ever. Walmart.
Don't miss the new hit drama Limitless, CBS Tuesday, 10/9 Central.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Walmart. Walmart has everything you need to share wonder every day. And by Subway. Make your sub deluxe with 50% more meat.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. The pass was complete. The receiver got both feet in bounds.
All right, so it is a 16-yard completion. Taylor to Watkins. Philadelphia loses a timeout with the challenge. Down to 2 now. 5:41 to play. All tied at 20. Biggest play of the day for this Bills offense. 3rd and 4 from the 26. Officials will whistle the play dead before the snap.
5:41 on the game clock. 5:41 on the game clock, please.
Good catch by the officials. They'll put 6 seconds back on the clock. Well, Tyrod Taylor in a position that he's never been in. Starting quarterback, month of December, trying to navigate a team into the postseason. Made some huge plays to win last week against the Texans. Where does he go here with 5 wide receivers on 3rd down? Taylor, near side, incomplete. It was Watkins against Maxwell. Taylor a little bit too strong with that pass.
Well, it's the one-on-one opportunity they wanted, but Watkins could not get separation from Maxwell. He normally does a good job of what we call stacking the defensive back, getting on top, and then forcing the defensive back to run behind him where he can extend and haul it in with 2 hands.
Injured Eagle is Eric Rowe, the rookie corner out of Utah, who has looked very impressive over the last couple of weeks. Looks to be the right leg that the athletic trainers are taking a look at.
Now, they can't lose him. I think he's doing too good of a job in this game against Sammy Watkins, and over the last couple of weeks he's done a much better job of just staying square in front of the intended receiver. He's played a really good ball game here today.
First 3 years as a collegiate, as a safety at Utah, before converting to corner during his senior year. And a good sign is Rowe is able to walk off, albeit gingerly, on his own power.
You can see right there trying to stop. How many times have we seen players kind of slip on this turf? It looked like he got caught on the turf there as he was trying to make a turn.
This is a field that has been beaten up a bit. We had Army-Navy here yesterday. And as Rex Ryan's punt team onto the field, here's Colton Schmidt, the 2nd-year punter. Among the best in the league this season statistically. Darren Sproles from his own 20. Had a 28-yard return a moment ago. Here he is crossing the 30, and good field position for Sam Bradford and the offense. 55-yard punt, 13 on the return from Sproles. Coming up next Sunday, an NFL on CBS doubleheader brings you to push for the postseason. First, Marcus Mariota and the Titans taking on Tom Brady and the Patriots. Then Demaryius Thomas and the Broncos will beat Big Ben and the Steelers. Check your local listings, beginning with your Super Bowl 50 team on the NFL Today. What a game this has been. All kinds of postseason implications. Bills 8th place in the AFC. Game out of the final wild card spot. And Philadelphia beginning the day in a 3-way tie atop the NFC East with Washington and New York. Bradford's pass on 1st and 10 complete over the middle to Zach Ertz. A pickup of 7 tackled by Duke Williams.
Tackling's been good today for the Buffalo Bills. Can't tell you how many times I think an Eagles offensive player has got to break that tackle and go for a long run. Each time the Bills defender gets him on the ground.
Free blitzer on the play. It appeared to be Corey Graham. Chip Kelly saw him and desperately needs a first down. They've had 5 3-and-outs in this game as Bradford takes another shot.
Yeah, Bakari Rambo, number 30, comes through and gets the hit on Sam Bradford. That's something he's been doing all day. Getting himself off the ground, dusting himself off, and getting lined up for the next play.
Boy, what a couple of weeks Rambo has given Rex Ryan in this defense. Was all over the place last Sunday against the Texans. Kenyon Barner flanking Bradford, 3rd and short. Quick strike. This is Ertz again. Stays on his feet. First down and more. Ertz still going. Inside the 30. Ertz maintaining his balance and finally is brought down by Duke Williams. 41 yards and a monstrous first down. It was Leotis McKelvin who missed the initial tackle, and Ertz did the rest.
There's a collision on the initial coverage. Now watch, you're going to see man coverage here, but as the receiver come in Huff, you're going to see a collision on the defender covering Zach Ertz. Right there, we call it a rub play. Now you could call it a pick, you can call it a block, but it was critical, and you can see number 13, Josh Huff, is injured on the play, and boy, they don't get Ertz down until he's created a big play and a long way down the field. It was Leotis McKelvin who missed that tackle. And Ertz is taken off downfield.
Couple of injured players right now being looked at. That is Corey Graham and also Josh Huff, the second-year wide receiver, way back behind the play, close to the original line of scrimmage. This has been a Bills secondary that has been banged up with injuries all season. Aaron Williams, that scary neck injury earlier in the year.
That's, you know, I call that a pick because it's more than 1 yard down the field. The block or the hit on Corey Graham was thrown before the catch was made. And I just think you've got to call that if you're the officials. It creates a big play for the Eagles. And that was more than 1 yard down the field of play. And the collision occurred well before Ertz made the catch.
So no flag thrown. Rex Ryan still barking towards the officials. Turns out to be a 41-yard hookup on the catch and run. Bradford to Ertz. And now the Eagles in business. 4:45 to play. 2 timeouts left. All tied at 20 here in Philadelphia. The Eagles at 5-7, beginning this critical 3-game homestand, trying to keep pace at the top of the NFC East. Matthews. Excellent pursuit from Jerry Hughes. Manny Lawson also there. It'll be second down.
Now McKelvin missed the tackle, so you know the Bills could have prevented the big play. It wasn't all because of the so-called pick or rub, but McKelvin has to make that tackle on Zach Ertz.
Jonathan Meeks has now come in for Graham at safety. Meeks, the second-year man out of Clemson, former 5th-round pick in 2013. 2nd and 11. Draw play. Matthews trying to break a tackle inside the 20, close to the 17. Clock continuing to run as we hit the 4-minute mark. Lincoln Financial Field, downtown Philadelphia. Spiro Ditas, Solomon Wilcots. Week 14, Eagles, Bills. 2 teams trying to claw their way into the postseason. Eagles led this game 20-10, 10 unanswered since that time, has tied it at 20. Looked like Marcel Darius came across. Was he drawn off?
Eagles offensive line, they're very smart. As soon as one of the Bills jump into that neutral zone, they come up.
Neutral zone infraction, defense number 99. 5-yard penalty. It's 3rd down.
And that is the 4th such penalty against this defense.
Now watch the offensive line. As soon as they come into that area, the offensive line jump. Look, he's not even over Peters, the left tackle, but he jumps anyway. It almost forces the officials to make the call on the defense.
And look at the penalty numbers for the Bills. 13 of them. In some ways, it's incredible that they're able to tie this game at 20 despite that. Bradford, quick slant over the middle, incomplete. Darby was there, and an excellent recovery to swipe it out of the hands of Aguilar, the rookie wide receiver.
Well played defensively. I mean, able to strip it out. Ron Darby is just phenomenal. He's playing lights out, not just for a rookie, but for any player at his position.
Darby certainly a favorite for the NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Year award. Right at the top of the league in terms of passes defensed. What a rookie season he has had as Caleb Sturgis hits from 30 to give the Eagles a 3-point lead. A day that began with all the emotions of LeSean McCoy returning home to Philadelphia. And we had some fireworks right from the start.
Including that 47-yard rainbow for Tyrod Taylor. Sammy Watkins tied it up at 7 apiece. Nelson Aguilar came back with a 53-yard touchdown. 17-14 Eagles. And Cooper would catch this ball just before halftime to set up the Sturgis field goal. And they would take the lead going in at halftime. But as we get into the second half, Mike Gillislee, 19-yard run, ties it up at 20 apiece. And the Eagles right now lead it 23-20. And you can see the game summary. LeSean McCoy coming back to Philadelphia. He's over 100 yards on the day from scrimmage. And Sam Bradford has thrown a nice touchdown pass, but he's also been intercepted trying to pick on Leotis McKelvin. And time of possession doesn't matter to Chip Kelly. He's all about number of plays. And right now, they have 68 offensive plays compared to only 62 for the Buffalo Bills.
Well, this Eagles team authoring one of the most improbable upsets of the season in New England last Sunday, trying to make it 2 straight to get their record to 6-7. Buffalo's offense back onto the field with Tyrod Taylor. Plenty of time on the clock, 3:26. Already 2 career game-winning drives under his belt, including a come-from-behind victory at home against the Texans last week.
Oh, they can take their time. They've got all 3 of their timeouts. 3:26 to go. In my mind, you've got to go ahead and get the run game going. And Mike Gillislee has been just as good as Shady McCoy has been. But if you get the one-on-one opportunities with Sammy Watkins, I think you got to take your shot.
On 1st and 10, Taylor feeling the pressure. That pass deflected and incomplete. It was Brandon Graham who got his fingertip on the football.
And I think if you're Greg Roman, here's what you got to do. Everything has to come quick. Look, this is an intended screenplay to LeSean McCoy, but you can see Graham gets in front of it, able to knock the ball down. But the pass rush has been really good. The offensive line is struggling to protect Taylor, so the ball has to come out fast.
Taylor on 2nd and 10. Evades the sack penalty marker thrown as Taylor slides ahead to the 30. Is this one coming back? Multiple flags on the field, a couple of them behind the line of scrimmage as well.
This defensive line is too athletic and too fast for Buffalo's offensive line.
Holding offense, number 64. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat 2nd down.
You know, we haven't seen Richie Incognito struggle like this. That's the 3rd holding penalty against this offensive line today.
You can see the rip underarm by Fletcher Cox, 91. You can see the forearm around the neck of Fletcher Cox. That arm belongs to Richie Incognito. He was beat by Cox, and Cox has been in the backfield of the Buffalo Bills all day long. You can see the penalties that have derailed this Bills offense here in Philadelphia.
So the breakdown there, 9 offensive penalties by the Bills in this game. And one thing to keep in mind, no Charles Clay, their leading receiver, left the game with a back injury in the first half. Taylor on 2nd and 20. Probes the defense, completes underneath to Hogan. Well short of the first down. They need the 30. It'll be 3rd and long coming up. Tackle on the play by Malcolm Jenkins.
Oh, this Eagles defense is playing good. It starts up front with their 3 down linemen. Vinny Logan, Fletcher Cox, Vinny Curry, Cedric Thornton. They're doing a really good job of creating pressure on Tyrod Taylor. And then on the back end, we talked about Eric Rowe and the job he's doing against Sammy Watkins. Someone has to be able to win, and you've got to get open quick because the offensive line isn't buying a lot of time for Tyrod Taylor.
Taylor from the shotgun. This is 3rd and 14. Good pass protection. Taylor slinging it near side. Incomplete. Intended for Sammy Watkins as another Buffalo possession falls by the wayside.
Byron Maxwell just doing a really good job one-on-one coverage on the outside. They're going to buy, I think, significant time for Taylor. Look, to get outside right there. But look, you see a defender underneath Watkins and Byron Maxwell playing top-down man-to-man coverage. Look, he doesn't come out of it. Ball had already been thrown.
Last 3 possessions all ending with a Colton Schmidt punt.
Not a good one.
Sproles signaling fair catch. Well, it looked as though he was initially. But fields it inside the 35-yard line and tackled by Marcus Easley. Coming up next, the Subway postgame show from New York. JB Tony, Bart Boomer, and Coach Cowher standing by in our New York studios. They'll get you caught up with the scores and highlights around Week 14. It's all next on the Subway postgame show.
Now, Spiro, this is where we talk to Chip Kelly. Can you eat time off the clock? Time of possession may not be important to Chip Kelly, but with 2:17 to go, the Bills should never get the ball back. You've got to be able to run the ball and eat time off the clock. If you have to throw it and there's an incompletion, then the clock stops automatically.
We'll see how Kelly handles it here. Bills with all 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. They'll run it here with Murray. What does Rex do here? Looks like he'll take his first one here. 2:13 will immediately stop the clock. Rex not playing around at all. Game management so critical.
This is where I think it was important. We often talk about how did and why would Chip Kelly, you know, send LaShawn McCoy packing, spend $40 million and give it to DeMarco Murray. I think he was looking for a running back in situations just like this at the end of games to be able to close it out. We all know in the National Football League, every offense needs a closer. You need a guy who can come in and grind out the tough yards running the football so that you can eat time off the clock, not put your defense back on the field in this position, and get out of here with a win.
It hasn't been a big statistical day for Murray, but boy, Kelly and this offense could use him right here as they try to run that clock. Murray breaks the tackle initially, spins his way close to the 40. Tackled by Corey Graham as the Bills will take their second timeout. This is the big play here. Can this defense get off the field with 2:07 remaining?
Better question, can the Eagles convert 3rd and 6 running the football? At some times, I think an offense has to be able to roll up their sleeves, knock the defense off the ball, and still be able to run the football, even when the defense sometimes know you're going to do it. Can you be physical enough at the point of attack to run the football and eat time off the clock? Because if they can convert this 3rd and 6 running the ball and not have to throw it, they get out of here with a win and a game well played.
This is what Bradford has done on 3rd down today. You saw the average yards to go for Philly in this game on 3rd down. They've been in some favorable positions, but a tough spot here. 3rd and 6 from the 40. Their lead at 3. Very close to the 2-minute warning. You see 3 wide receivers bunched top of your screen. Cooper in motion. Bradford. Bills giving chase. Bradford trying to buy some time, and he's sacked. Buried by Mario Williams, who comes up with a defensive gem. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Fans are strong at Subway. Order on the Subway app or in store for your chance to win amazing prizes like lightsabers, BB-8 droids, and footlongs. See Star Wars The Force Awakens in theaters December 18th.
Awake! Intel's best processor is here, and it helps PCs wake up instantly, just like you did.
That's great, but do you mind?
No, I don't mind.
Introducing Intel's new 6th generation core processor. It's our best processor ever. When you've got a diamond kind of love, you've got to let it show. And now's the perfect time. Now through Christmas Eve, get 30% off hundreds of gifts at Zales.
It's the perfect time to get the gift you've waited for all year. The redesigned Honda Accord. Complete with a new look, improved fuel efficiency, and Pandora compatibility standard. Hurry into the Happy Honda Day sales event where you can get a great deal on the Accord, the most durable, longest-lasting car in its class. Now at your Honda dealer.
What went into making the new Star Wars movie?
And action!
Find out when we go behind the scenes on 60 Minutes tonight.
Monday on an all-new Colbert. Don't miss Jennifer Lawrence. Plus, later this week, Robert De Niro, Quentin Tarantino, and Homeland's Mandy Patinkin. Only CBS.
A critical decision by Sam Bradford, electing not to throw the football away, takes the sack. Mario Williams chasing him down. They lose 15 yards. A critical defensive play as Big Pen Fields inside his own 20, crosses the field and is run out of bounds. Will give Tyrod Taylor good field position. So I'm going to take us back to that last play.
If you're going to throw the ball on 3rd and 6, then that means you got to throw it away. You cannot take a sack, okay, if you're not going to run the football. But watch this. If you stop it right there, look, everyone's covered. All of his guys are covered. So at that point, if you're Sam Bradford, you have to be cognizant that you can't take a 15-yard loss and get sacked on the play. You got to throw that ball away and throw it out of bounds.
One timeout left for Buffalo. We told you about Tyrod Taylor's 2 game-winning drives this season, including the one last week against the Texans. It was Charles Clay who had the game-winning touchdown, the go-ahead score. But Clay back in the locker room, done today with a back injury. LaShawn McCoy crosses the 35 ahead to the 36. Tackled by Fletcher Cox. That clock running, 1:37 left in a 3-point game.
This is where Charles Clay, they could use him because he's also a big play tight end, knocked out of the game in the first half.
Favorable 2nd and 3 for Taylor. Quick strike, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage by Barwin.
Great play by Connor Barwin. He's a smart player. He knows they're getting pressure on Tyrod Taylor, and Taylor's having to get rid of the ball very quickly, and so all he did was set himself to get his hands up. Dan Carper trying to get ready for a field goal, but right now the Bills need to move the ball. 3rd and 3. You know it's a 2-down opportunity because you're going to go for it on 4th down.
Carpenter has been good from 50-plus, his career-long 60 back in December of 2010. Third and 3, and more penalty flags as that one is whistled dead.
Well-started offense, number 79, 5-yard penalties, it's 3rd down.
And that is false start penalty number 4 against the Bills.
Well, they've struggled up front. Jordan Mills, just that little flinch is all that's needed.
Mills making his 2nd straight start for Shantrell Henderson. 15 penalties against Buffalo. Backbreaking. Taylor on 3rd and 8. Going to take a chance, and it is intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Ed Reynolds, with 1:16 left. And for Tyrod Taylor, his first interception thrown since week 4.
Well, Reynolds did just a wonderful job of reading Taylor and showed excellent range to be able to get over the top of this throw intended for Robert Woods. And at some point, you just have to make the catch. You make the catch, stay in bounds, get out of here with a win. The Eagles put it all together on offense. And boy, did they play great defense today against Buffalo. Their front 7 got after Tyrod Taylor.
First career pick for Reynolds, the former 5th-round pick out of Stanford. What a moment for him. Tyrod Taylor's franchise record streak comes to an end. 223 attempts between picks. And LaShawn McCoy's homecoming will end in defeat for he and the Bills. And this one is going to sting for Rex Ryan's team.
Yeah, you just get the sense that this game was taken over by the Philadelphia Eagles defensive line. They took it to the offensive line for the Buffalo Bills. Continued to hit, hurry, and harass Tyrod Taylor. And had 15 penalties in this game. You might say the Bills helped to do themselves in.
What a 2-week turnaround it has been for the Eagles, who win for a second straight Sunday. Updated look at what the NFC playoff picture looks like at this point. Eagles get to 6-7 with the win. LaShawn McCoy very quickly trots into the locker room as the Bills come up 3 points short here in Philadelphia. Well, the Bills needed this one in the worst possible way as they fall to 6-7. Bills began the day just a game out of that final AFC wildcard slot, and now a little bit more distance between they and the 3 teams between them in that last spot.
Yeah, Rex Ryan told his team even more than a week ago before the Houston game that they were running out of mulligans. It felt like they had to win out and get into the playoffs, and it may turn out to be true.
(23-20) your final score. And Tyrod Taylor would be upset with that last interception thrown, but again, those Bills penalties are so tough to win a game when you continue to make those kinds of mistakes. LaShawn McCoy certainly did his part, over 100 scrimmage yards for his 7th straight game, but in the end it was the Eagles winning it 23-20. Now for Solomon Wilcots, our entire CBS crew, Spiro Thetis saying so long from Philadelphia. You're watching the NFL on CBS.